against a mediocre team, you cough it up 4 times. You know, you got a good chance of losing. Against a team like this, you're going to lose.
The clock starts, 25 seconds and running. CB West will have to kneel once, and that will be it. So congratulations to the Bucks of Central Bucks West. Mike, we talked about it from the beginning of the broadcast on, about the tradition of Central Bucks West football, and another feather in the cap of head coach Mike Pettin and the entire program.
Yeah, one thing they do know how to win. They've been doing it for years, and they continue to do it this year. Who do they face, Greg, next? Who would be the 2 teams that they would face?
Apparently, it's probably going to be Easton. They're the favorite.
And they are playing?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they are apparently the heavy favorite. CB West will kneel, and that's it. The Bucks of Central Bucks West can celebrate a district championship. And the clock expires on the Red Raiders' hopes of a trip to the state championship game. And on the far sideline, celebration. And on the near side, it's disappointment.
Well, I don't think anyone would have predicted that this Coatesville defense could give up 32 points. That's the real surprise, because they've had such a strong defensive game throughout the season. But hats off, like you said, Greg, to Central Bucks West. They move on to the regional state finals, and we wish them luck.
It's the Eastern Finals next for CB West. Coatesville drops to 10-1, and CB West improves to 10-1. And Mike, this is the first team not named Cumberland Valley that has defeated Jack Helm as the Coatesville head coach.
Well, I guess if you can say you've lost to Cumberland Valley and CB West as your only losses,
that's not bad.
You're doing okay.
And Mike Pettin is now 200 games over 500 as a head coach. He's now 237, 37-4. Not too shabby. Well, that's it. The final score, 32-21. Stay with us. We will take a timeout and we'll come back.
Carousel Flowers.
A beautiful shop.
Filled with fresh flowers.
Flowers that last.
A single stem.
A splendid arrangement.
Straight from the heart.
Carousel Flowers.
A wedding bouquet.
A basket of fruit.
Plants of all kinds.
Port Marion.
Plush animals.
Balloons.
They show that you care.
Carousel Flowers.
A Doylestown landmark.
On Route 202.
A friendly shop.
With local delivery.
FTD.
Flower seasons.
Flowers for all reasons.
Carousel Flowers.
Well, the Red Raiders are 10, and CB West improves to 10-1. And Mike, what can you say? Coatesville had a great season. Just unfortunate, a couple of turnovers in this one made the difference.
Greg, you look at the real keys, and again, it was the turnovers were key, but also another key was the fact they couldn't really stop the passing game altogether. It looked like they had a handle on it towards the end of the second quarter, excuse me. But when they had to come up with a big play in the second quarter, they went to the air, and they did it well. And hats off again to Bill Lowe. He had a good, strong second half also. And, you know, just a pretty good football game. Coatesville knows they could have played better. But can't say you're ashamed getting to the sectional championship and playing a good football team in Central Bucks West.
Stay with us. We'll take another break and come back to Coatesville.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make, and the right choice may be closer than you think. Delaware Valley College offers Bachelor of Science degrees in agriculture, business administration, computers, and science. Del Val features small class sizes and hands-on learning opportunities. Get involved in a multitude of activities or just have fun with new friends on Del Val's picturesque campus. Delaware Valley College. For more information or a brochure, call 345-1500.
Well, Ben Snyder talking to some of the local scribes as he engineered a comeback in that fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns, and there's the trophy that the Bucks will add to their no doubt bulging trophy case.
So you look at player of the games from Central Bucks away, the quarterback Ben Snyder. Bill Lowe had a great game. And also the guy that really stood out on defense was Bill Laffin. He was all over the field today.
One final 30-second break, folks, and then we'll come back and take a look at the final stats. Stay with us. Back after this.
There are lots of organizations working for the high quality of life our families enjoy here in Bucks County. I'm Sandy Spratt from Bucks County Bank. We're proud to be the bank that actively supports all these community groups, services, and institutions. Why does Bucks County Bank invest in all these community organizations? Because Bucks County is much more than our name. It's also our home.
Well, let's take a look at the final stats for tonight's ball game, Mike. First of all, for Central Bucks West, they rolled up some pretty impressive numbers on the ground. Bill Lowe, 12 carries, 121 yards. Ben Snyder, 10 for 28. Williamson, 6 for 26. Mike Condaira, 2 for 7. 184 yards on the ground. Ben Snyder, 8 out of 11. 195 yards and a touchdown. That's a huge per reception average. 379 yards of total offense, and I don't remember the last time a team rolled up that much offense against Coatesville.
No, I can't either, Greg. And one thing they were doing again with that passing game is initially in the game they were burning with different formations and beating them deep with men one. In the second half, what they were doing is they were flooding various zones, and he would roll to that zone and look, and he had 3 or 4 receivers, and then he'd pick the one that was being left alone.
Some sad pictures on the Coatesville sideline. Clint Cease, Mike Como, Chad Ohar had their hopes set on getting to Altoona, and it will not happen. For the Red Raiders offensively, solid night rushing the ball. Jamal Ward, 13 rushes, 135. Terrence Wright, 18 for 123. Como, 5 for 22. Hines, 1 for -1. 279 yards on the ground. Mike Como, not a bad night throwing. 8 for 13, 84 yards, 2 interceptions. 363 yards offense for Coatesville, but the big offensive statistic, 4 turnovers.
Yeah, Central Bucks West was not stopping Coatesville. Coatesville was stopping themselves, and that was the bottom line, turning the ball over.
Lowe gets 3 touchdowns. Snyder gets 2. And CB, one final break, and then we'll come back to wrap things up from Coatesville.
Y'all two-step your honey into the Coach Dog Tavern for live country music 5 nights a week. Treat her to late-night snacks or other appetizing victuals. Or if your baby has achy-breaky your heart, come on in and meet up with some fine, friendly folk. Located on East Street Road in Southampton, the Coach Dog Tavern. Country before country was cool. See y'all there.
Since 1971, Stryker Soccer Center has been in Doylestown supplying soccer players like you with the best equipment in the soccer world, including over 150 styles of shoes by Diadora, Mitre, Adidas, Puma, Lotto, Patrick, and more. And Stryker has a full line of forms and goalie equipment by Ulsport, Reusch, Umbro, Hummel, and Canon. So come to Stryker for everything you need. After season, after season, after season. Stryker Center. Call us at 348-9400 and visit our store in Doylestown.
Now more smart moves in real estate from Coldwell Banker Hearthside.
Hi, Chris again from Coldwell Banker. House hunting can certainly be exciting, but without the right help, it's a lot like being in the woods without a guide. One way to avoid all the confusion is with our Coldwell Banker Best Buyer Guidebook. Coldwell Banker wrote it just for home buyers. It helps you determine how much home you can afford and your possible monthly payments. There's a house hunting section that helps you keep track of the homes you visit, and in the financing section, there's information on estimated buyers' costs and financing methods. So before you go looking for a home, get your copy of our Best Buyer Guidebook. All it takes is finding your way to a Coldwell Banker office.
Make your smart move in real estate by calling Coldwell Banker Hearthside for your free copy of the Best Buyer's Guidebook today.
TaylorMade Carpets and Flooring represents a simple concept, substantial savings, and exceptional customer service. Dan Taylor of TaylorMade divides his commercial and residential work evenly and as customers in the Central Bucks area can choose from a wide selection of carpeting, as well as vinyl, tile, and hardwood floors. With 20 years in the flooring industry, let TaylorMade show you how their attractive product lines, unbeatable prices, and unsurpassed customer service provide your home or business with that winning look.
Chalfont's best-kept culinary secret is out. The roasted pepper is where to be for daily lunch and dinner specials, a salad bar, an everyday breakfast special for $2.95, and mouth-watering Italian dishes. Specialties include chicken and broccoli stuffed shells, crab meat or shrimp manicotti, and lobster, chicken, or shrimp fra diablo. A children's menu is also available. The game, do your appetite a favor and visit the roasted pepper.
Where to go for the area's hottest entertainment, great food at great prices, and a happening new game room? The Amber Inn. You've got to check out their new 52-inch jumbo screen. Phillies and their awesome after-work parties on Thursdays. Be a part of the Inn crowd. The Amber Inn.
This is a pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It comes with an exclusive limited warranty. But first, like all certified pre-owned Mercedes, it must pass over 80 different inspections. Pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. We, too, put them on a pedestal.
For quality and selection, see Keenan Motors on Route 6 in Doylestown.
2 years in a row now, the road team has defeated the home team in the district championship game, and this has certainly become the rivalry that everyone expected it to become. Coatesville, on the other hand, Mike, they still have a ball game to play. Thanksgiving against Downingtown. If they lose that one, they don't even win their own league, so they certainly have to get fired up to play another game in 5 days.
Yeah, I think, you know, you look at the senior players, and they have to be extremely disappointed how things turned out here tonight. But, you know, here we go. We face Downingtown on Day, and I'm sure the seniors are everybody pumped up and ready to go to play that football game and win the Chestmont, if nothing else.
Well, congratulations to the Bucks of CB West as they win the district, and we'll move on to the Eastern Final. Congratulations also to the Coatesville Red Raiders on a tremendous season. For the Suburban 7 crew and for Mike McAleer, this is Greg Milligan from Coatesville. Again, the final score, CB West 32, Coatesville 21. The Bucks are the district champions. So long, everybody. From Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Twin County Cable 4 Sports presents the PIAA Class 4A Eastern Final. Today's championship football game features the Central Bucks West. The Bucks come into this ball game with a 10-1 record. They're coached by Mike Pettin. Mike Pettin has been the head coach for 24 years at Central Bucks. They'll take on the Easton Red Rovers. They come into the football game with a record of 11-1-1. They're coached by Steve Schiffert. He is in his first year as the head coach at Easton. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach, along with Dick Tracy. Scott Barr will be joining us down on the field. And to my right, we have a guest announcer today. We are going to Central Bucks West with this football game. And Bob Friedman is here as the Central Bucks West expert. And Bob, first of all, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you. It's good to be aboard. Not the world's best day for a game, but football in December, you can't beat it.
Well, we've often been accused of not being smart enough to get out of the rain, and I think we're probably proving it here today. Walt Tyndall doing a great job keeping us dry, standing here behind us. Bob, this is a football team that traditionally expects to get themselves to this position. They're here again today, up against the first-year rookie head coach. Is it a real advantage for Mike Pettin?
Well, Mike Pettin is a coach who doesn't look at who the opposing coach is. He looks at who the team is. Mike Pettin has taught his teams over the years to play precise football. You don't see tremendous superstar players coming out of CB West. You see precise players. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They take advantage of the other team's weakness, and then they exploit it. If there is a turnover, generally, the ball will be in the end zone one way or the other sooner or later with CB West. They have some good running backs, but more importantly, they take advantage of the strengths of their team, and as I said before, exploit the weaknesses of the other.
There's been some talk this week about deja vu. These two teams played in 1991. They played right here in this stadium, basically on the same date. Do you think we're going to have a similar outcome where CB West simply destroyed the Easton Red Rovers that day?
I don't, and the reason being is Easton that day had one big star. That was Robert Gaddy. He was their big running back. It has been said that no team with one superstar can beat a Central Bucks West team. And that was the case that day. They started off a little slowly, as West will do, and then just picked it up and really put them away. Today, Easton has some very good running backs. They have more than one star. They have more than one good running back. And as Coatesville proved last year against CB West, if you have 2 or 3 good running backs, you can take over the game against CB West. I think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people, at least down in the Doylestown area, think it's going to be. I'm talking about a possibly low-scoring game, somewhere maybe in the 21 to 14 range.
Category. All right, let's take a look at the eligible receivers and the backfield people for the Bucks. And Bob, we'll have you comment on some of these players. And everybody talking about Bill Lowe.
Bill Lowe is their speed back. Bill Lowe is Mr. Outside on CB West. When they need to get the big gain, they'll get it to Lowe. They'll put him behind some good blocking. Williamson, good. He is the man who will get the long yardage.
I'm not sure anybody knew how good Ben Snyder was until they played the Coatesville game. He came up with 190 yards in the air.
I don't think even Ben Snyder knew how good Ben Snyder was. He started the season off injured. They had some problems early on the year. Ben's quickly matured as he came in to his own. In the last few games, he was a confident quarterback, as good a quarterback as CB West has ever had.
They list Velitis as a flanker, but in all reality, this is a team basically playing with 2 tight ends. Velitis at 6'3", 240, and Gattuso at 6'3", 220. They're huge.
Yeah, they're big, and again, they are precise. Todd Velitis and Jason Williamson can move and can hit, and that's something that's important. They can carry the ball, and they can take care of somebody who's trying to get the ball carrier if they're blocking for them. Both exceptionally strong football players.
All right, the Easton Red Rovers, Dick, they come into this football game with a little bit of a psychological problem, one would think. They're a team that has lost to this ball club before. They have to remember it. It was only 2 years ago. They also are a team coming off a tie with Phillipsburg, a game they were expected to win and probably win rather easily. That did not happen. How do you overcome those problems?
Well, first of all, you got to diagnose the problem, Gary. What is the problem with Peaburg? Was it mental letdown? Was it a letdown after all the things they've done and how far Easton's come? Or did Peaburg find a weakness? Did they probe that weakness? Steve Schiffer said perhaps they found out defensive quickness does pay off. Well, if defensive quickness does pay off, they're going to see some more of it today, because this is a tradition steep defensive quick team from Central Bucks West.
Dick, it looked like, if we go back to the Phillipsburg game just a bit, that if you stop the Easton running attack, perhaps you stop the Easton Red Rovers. You talked about defensive quickness doing the job. Do you think that that's a problem for Easton? Or are they going to have to put the ball in the air to win this game?
I would think they might have to, Gary, because, again, you're talking about a team that plays so well defensively. I've been watching this CB West. You know, they're lean and mean. You know, they like to strike, and they're going to strike you with quickness, is what you're saying. Now, does that mean that Thompson's going to be even more of the workhorse and just rush by some of those guys and brush by them as they go? It's going to really be the offensive line performance of a big Easton team against maybe some angle tackling, some angle stunning from an outstanding defensively quick Central Bucks team.
All right, let's take a look at the Easton performers, the guys that will be in the backfield and their eligible receivers. And Dick, we've watched these guys all year long. Scott Ordway has certainly performed perhaps greater than expectation.
Yeah, I think, you know, about this young lad taking over now for CB West. He's come through in the last game. And it reminds me of Greg Moylan 2 years ago. Remember, Moylan didn't have to throw the pass until this game. And then he came in and he just dissected Easton. Well, maybe that's the situation. Look at Cramsey this year for the Vikes. How often did Cramsey have to throw? Well, how often did Ordway have to throw? If they throw, he certainly has an Otranto ready at tight end, whom they haven't seen that much. He has Blaze Clymer coming out of the backfield, and he got a pretty good #1 receiver in Mr. Sant.
No doubt that. Of course, everybody, when you talk Easton, talks Eric Thompson. Eric with 30 touchdowns, 180 points on the year. Both of those Easton records in a tradition-steeped Easton High School football program. Eric Thompson has never had a football game this year where he hasn't scored.
Right, and he's more of a running threat. See, maybe the opponents don't know that much about him. But don't forget, Eric Thompson has a number of those touchdowns coming out of the backfield on passes, and he's even thrown one.
That's correct, and some on special teams. Nothing happens for Easton offensively, though, unless Matt Allshouse has himself a good day, and it may be the kind of day you don't even notice, and that's good hard blocking.
Yeah, Matt Allshouse, I think of him as a kid who would come out without a number on his jersey, because he's going to do the same thing. He's going to line up, and he's going to block, and he's going to get some tough yardage in close when it's crunch time. But he's going to be that great lead blocker. Defensively, you'll find him all over the field.
The rain beginning to fall a little bit harder. One wonders what effect it'll have on today's football game. Scott Barr will be down here in the rain giving us reports from the sidelines. Right now, we're going to work our way up top. We've got kickoff, the Big Eastern Final, Central Bucks West, taking on the Easton Red Rovers right after this timeout.
For years, the friendly and knowledgeable staff of Gem Jewelers has been helping you select the finest jewelry for all of life's important events. Now, Gem Jewelers has moved both of their stores to one expanded location on Route 611 at Bristol Road. Inside, you'll find a spacious new showroom with one of the largest selections in the area. You'll find great values on their large selection of diamond engagement rings, watches, and designer jewelry. Their new line of porcelain figurines make great gifts, too. They do all of their own work, and a graduate gemologist is always on hand. So for all this and the same great prices, stop in at Gem Jewelers.
The Callow Hill collection of country furniture is handmade in our own shop. We offer a wide variety of items available in a choice of 5 stains, 5 paints, or combinations thereof. And entertainment cabinets are a specialty. If you need yours taller, shorter, wider, deeper, then you should look into ours. See furniture for the way you live at prices you can live with. The Callow Hill collection at the Dry Sink, Route 202, New Britain.
Carousel Flowers.
A beautiful shop.
Filled with fresh flowers.
Flowers that last.
A single stem.
A splendid arrangement.
Straight from the heart.
Carousel Flowers.
A wedding bouquet.
A basket of fruit.
Plants of all kinds.
Port Marion.
Plush animals.
Balloons.
They show that you care.
Carousel Flowers.
A Doylestown landmark.
On Route 202.
A friendly shop.
With local deliveries.
FTD.
Flowers for all seasons.
Flowers for all reasons.
Carousel.
Choosing the right college is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make, and the right choice may be closer than you think. Delaware Valley College offers Bachelor of Science degrees in Agriculture, Business Administration, Computers, and Science. Del Val features small class sizes and hands-on learning opportunities. Get involved in a multitude of activities or just have fun with new friends on Del Val's picturesque campus. Delaware Valley College. For more information or a brochure, call 345-1500.
There are lots of organizations working for the high quality of life our families enjoy here in Bucks County. I'm Sandy Spratt from Bucks County Bank. We're proud to be the bank that actively supports all these community groups, services, and institutions. Why does Bucks County Bank invest in all these organizations? Because Bucks County is much more than our name. It's also our home.
Well, welcome back to Goodman Stadium. Steve Keller, our referee, is down on the field, and I can only assume that the toss of the coin took place in the locker room. Easton is going to receive the football. Let's take a look at this afternoon's officials. They are from District 3. The referee is Steve Keller. The back judge is Mike Wilderson. The field judge is Roy Bose. The line judge is Charles Smith. The head linesman is Terry DiGrutolo, and the umpire is Wendell Felix. The Easton starting offensive unit. At quarterback will be number 11, Scott Ordway. The running backs will be Eric Thompson, number 22, along with Matt Allshouse, number 44. The flanker is Brian Brooks, number 28. The split end is 42, Blaine Son. Along the line of scrimmage, at tight end 99, Chris Ontranto. The right tackle is 78, Justin Rouse. The left tackle is number 70, Ryan Bass. The right guard, 75, Jason Scherer. The left guard is 53, Tim Gadwell. And at center is number 54, Eric Detweiler. Dick Tracy and Bob Friedman are alongside of me today to bring the ball game. We welcome our friends from the Doylestown area who are watching a tape replay of this ball game. Our first half kickoff is brought to you by Rarick Dodge. The Dodge Dakota is the roomiest mid-size pickup on the market today. And you can find a great selection of Dakotas at Rarick Dodge in Bath. The Dodge Dakota is available in both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive regular cabs and club cabs with a choice of 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or 8-cylinder engines. Select the Dodge Dakota pickup that's right for you at Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north of Route 22 on Route 512 in Bath. For a clean deal, come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge. Guys, as we get ready for the opening kickoff, Bob, I'll go to you first. Any early keys you think that'll be very important to who wins this football game?
I think for CB West, they've got to come out there and establish themselves defensively immediately. They can't get Easton excited. They can't let their Easton's running game start to dominate, because if that happens, it's just a snowball rolling down a hill at that point. They've got to come out strong. They can't have a little bit of malaise at the beginning of the games, and West has done that in certain games this year. They've got to come strong.
If Easton's had some problems, Nick, it's been late in football games, fourth period in particular. So let's talk about the opening of this one, though. Does Easton have to establish a running attack?
Oh, they must, guys. They're going to find immediately. In fact, I go along with Bob. It's going to come down to offense versus defense. That's the way she looks right now. Can the Bucks come up with something comparable of stopping a real snowballing offensive running attack for the Red Rovers? Or are the Red Rovers going to try a little trickery and go to Ordway, running out of the back, a little circle route, something like that early?
I'm interested as to what the holdup might be here, and I'm wondering, guys, this is a 1 o'clock start. Everything has seemed to be just a little bit ahead of schedule. We are now at 12:55 as we're doing the ball game live, and it is 44 degrees. I wonder if these guys are going to wait 5 more minutes to start this football game.
Well, I tell you, I know what, Gary. I know if I'm on defense, I don't mind it. But if I'm on offense, I am really getting edgy to get that ball in my hands.
Well, I'll tell you, Gary, they were at the Central Bucks West team was out on the field with the ball teed up ready to go, and then went off the field. And there's nothing that Mike Pettin hates worse than to have a game delay getting started. This is a big football game. He's got the team out there. He's got them all psyched up and ready to roll. And the same thing with the Red Rovers, too. They're ready to roll. The Rovers are out on the field. They're running around. They want to get this thing underway. And the officials are having a coffee clutch in the middle of the field. Don't know what's going on there, but we just, and as you see, a fan who has obviously got a body shirt for Christmas.
That guy will be working for us within a week. That's the kind of people we have.
Oh, wait, he's getting his jacket now, and he's putting it on. It's maybe he's not putting it on.
He is pumped up for the ball game. We can only assume that that is an Easton Red Rover fan, and he doesn't care if this game starts 5 minutes from now, 20 minutes from now, or whatever. They're ready to play, and I really do believe that we're going to be waiting here until, well, now 4 minutes to start this ball game. So let me give you the Central Bucks West offensive unit also while we have the opportunity. At quarterback will be number 8, Ben Snyder. The tailback is Bill Lowe. He'll wear number 10. The flanker is Jason Gattuso, 34. The fullback is 44, Jason Williamson. At center is Bill Lappin. He wears number 66. The left guard is Randy Overstreet, wears number 51. The right guard is John Hoball. He wears number 79. Left tackle is Gabe Sarian. He wears number 68. The other tackle is Todd Velitis, or no, he's the tight end wearing number 89. Mike Gimble is the right tackle. He wears number 76. Mike Condira wears number 81. He will be the split end. We're ready for kickoff, kicking the ball. Will be number 15, John Yencha. He will be kicking the ball to Blaze Clymer and to Eric Thompson. Here is the Eastern Championship for Class 4A. Thompson at the 5-yard line. Eric Thompson will bring it right up the middle. He gets to the 20, to the 25, and it's finally tripped up at about the 29-yard line, where Easton will have fairly good field position. The tackle made by Eric Kelly, number 23. The Red Rovers will bring it out. They'll go 1st and 10. They'll put the ball right at the 29.
Interesting to note, Gary, that they stayed off the middle of the field to kick off. They chose the left hash mark, probably trying to keep it away from Thompson.
They were not successful in doing that. Easton comes out in the I formation. Allshouse was the up back. They switch out of that. Scott Ordway pitches the ball to Eric Thompson. He's got a pretty good hold to his right side. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. Coming up to make the tackle, Bill Lappin, number 66. He's a good one at 6'2", 210 pounds, and a senior, along with Jeff Gudisell. All right.
Both these teams, Gary, will use multiple offensive sets. That time, Easton out of their traditional eye, going to the split back, took the flanker, put him opposite on his original set, and they have a little pitch their own right.
It is a second and a short 5. They got about 5.5 on that first play by Thompson. And Ordway sees the opportunity to perhaps take it right up the gut. He is going to get tackled by Lappin. He's going to be short of a first down by about a yard.
Well, on defense, what's happening is West is looking and trying to spread it wide. You don't against CB West. They have very strong defensive ends, and they really come up strong from the secondary to take care of it. What happened there was he saw the opening, took it in the middle, but Lappin stayed home, did his job. Got a couple of yards. There's 3rd and very short for the first down, but that could have been a big gainer because they had a gap right over the center, and Lappin filled in well.
Lappin supposed to be one of the best defensive players that the showing it. He's made the first 2 tackles of the ball game. Big play here early in the first for the Red Rovers on a 3rd and 1. Who else but Thompson? But it's stuffed. And it's stuffed by Jason Gattuso. He's a big kid at 6'3", 220-pound, a senior, and Bob, the defense comes up big.
You want a big play, you call on number 34, Jason Gattuso. He's been coming up with the big plays all season long, offensively and defensively. He is one of the studs on that team.
Dick, one of the problems is everybody knows who's going to get the football in that situation, and it's a matter of getting the job done. Easton did not get it done.
Gary, while we have a flag down there, they're going to discuss it now as Easton's in punting situation. Bob really nailed something. There was a gap in that defense. Ordway automatic, right back and automatic from the third, because he caught the Central Bucks West in an even defense twice, and it was wide open over the nose. He could have easily snuck that yard.
And it could be a sign for the rest of the ball game. Easton, I'm sure, wanted to keep that drive alive, unable to do it, so they've got Blaze Clymer back to punt the ball away. It is Williamson and Lowe who will receive the punt. It is an end-over-end punt, not a very good one, but I don't think it'll be fielded. It is going to be allowed to be whistled dead at about the 38-yard line. The punt by Clymer covers 29 yards, and Central Bucks will take it on offense. And Bob, give us a little hint as to what we're going to see here early.
I think you're going to see Billy Lowe running the ball outside a bit. They're going to try and establish the running game if they can. Ben Snyder, don't let his size fool you. He's not the tallest quarterback in the world. He can throw, and he can run as well. He can run and throw off the rollout. Jason Williamson is one that they will try to get the ball to as well. Two very strong running backs, and Williamson an excellent blocking back.
All right, Snyder is 6'1", 175 pounds, and a junior. They have two in the backfield, and Williamson instead it goes to Lowe. Billy does try the right side. He does have some good yardage out over the 40 to about the 41-yard line, where Matt Allshouse is there to make the tackle. We had a chance to talk to Mike Pettin about the keys to winning this football game today. This is what he told us.
The keys to the game, I think, are controlling the line of scrimmage. Easton has a massive line. We've had problems during the year controlling ball control teams, and our defensive line has to come to play. We're a little bit outsized there, but we have some good players. Todd Velitis, Brad Yabernitsky, they're excellent players, and they're going to have to play their best game today.
Dick, if you recall, these two teams played, the controversy about some of the quotes the Easton kids came out with about how they were going to win the ball game and win it rather easily, and it came back to really, we had none of that this time. Both coaches just simply very admirable about both programs.
Very, very good to stay away from a situation like that, guy. Don't load up that blackboard and bulletin board if you don't have to.
2nd and 6. The ball on the 42-yard line again. It is Lowe, and Lowe is tripped up, but I think he has the first down. Coming up to make the tackle was Darren Smith, number 89, the real good defensive sophomore for the Red Rovers. It appears as if the Bucks have our first down of the ball game at the 49.
Well, Gary, Bill Lowe is excellent in picking out a hole, and the blocking back right now is not Williamson, it's Honnessy, Brian Honnessy. 6 foot, 190-pound fullback. You say that's not big for a fullback. He's strong, he's fast. On the first run by Lowe, he did a great kick-out block and a great lead block to find a hole for Lowe on the second play.
The ball is just shy of the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. They shift out of the I right back into an I. This time it's strong to the left side. It goes to Lowe, and they are working him to death here early on. Darren Smith, however, comes up to make the hit, along with Tim Gadwell, and it is perhaps a gain of about a yard, maybe a half a yard. Good defensive play by the Red Rovers.
Yeah, Lowe had a lot of yardage if Smith doesn't come up and make the play. They had the left side almost sealed off. If Smith doesn't bring him down that short tackle, he has Honnessy out in front of him and a lot of yardage. Nice defensive play for Easton.
Darren Smith wants to be remembered as linebacker U out of Penn State. He said he watched some great, excellent linebackers in front of him, and here he comes up as only a sophomore, and on a traditional team like Easton, is able to garner himself a first unit spot.
Easton with two real good linebackers, Smith being one of them, Matt Allshouse being the other. A little bit of confusion along the line of scrimmage. It looked like number 34, Jason Gattuso, jumped when they were shifting out of that formation, and we are going to match penalties now as Easton had a 5-yarder in their first drive. And we'll take another look at it, guys.
This will drive Mike Pettin up a wall. These are unforced errors, and he absolutely will not put up with that. This is what West did early in the year. They have not done it recently. Of course, this is a very big game. Gattuso wants to make his block. He may have had it on the first sound, and they shifted instead. He makes the move. They get a 5-yard penalty.
Gang, when you get teams with multiple sets, that's going to happen. You know, you're going from one wing to running back, wing back, something like that. Plus, about 90 kids dressed, only 25 are seniors.
Well, they're showing a new formation here. Trips to the right side, obvious fighter, and he's going to roll to his right side. He's looking and looking, firing to the side, and the pass is simply overthrown. Eric Thompson on the coverage as the pass was intended, I believe, for Mike Condrea.
It was intended for Condera. It was perfect on defense. He had 3 receivers out on the right side. Every one of them had a red shirt around him. Ben had nowhere to throw the ball. I think he really just threw the ball away to get it out of trouble.
Condera, who's had trouble all year long with the spelling and pronunciation of the name. He's 6'3", 190-pound senior. I've seen it 4 times this week in the paper, Bob, and every time it's been spelled differently.
He gets no respect. He was named honorable mention all suburban and down in the area. We'll get into that in a moment.
All right, here we go. 3rd and a 14, a big play here for the Bucks, and a little bit of confusion about their set, and now everything realigned. I think we're going to have to delay a game.
We are indeed, and again, this is just something you don't see from the West team. They're nervous. You can see it right now. They're unsure of their sets. They're not moving around. What I was mentioning about Condera, he was named honorable mention. The reason was he plays 7 different positions for the team. You can't make first or second team. He didn't get shafted. He just didn't get recognized because he didn't play enough at one position to get named first or second team. He is one of the 5 U.S. team, though.
With all the misspellings, Dick, he probably could have
That's what I was going to say. You made me feel better when you said 7 position. I thought they did it on purpose because he couldn't pronounce or spell his name.
The ball is back to the 40-yard line where it's now 3rd and 19. And it's going to be a draw play as they give the ball low. He's got some running room. He's not going to get enough for a first down, but he does pick up some good yardage as 99 Chris Antranto is there to make the tackle along with Brian Brooks, number 28. He gets the ball up to the Easton 45-yard line. Another look, a gain of 15.
A good call by Mike Patton. They're back for the pass. It's open. They trap it up a little bit. Here comes Lowe. If he gets a first down, great. If not, they're in good position to punt the ball away and stick Easton deep.
I was going to ask you that, Bob. You mean they're satisfied to play defense at this spot?
I think so. I think so, definitely.
Jason Gamble is their punter. He wears number 25. He's 6'2", 195 pounds, and a senior. No question about who is going to carry the load for Central Bucks West. They ran the ball 4 times in that series. Billy Lowe ran them all 4 times. Deep for Easton will be Eric Thompson and Blaze Clymer. And again, we might have delay of game again. Yeah, that's what we will have, the 3rd penalty. And in this case, it might be a penalty they didn't mind taking. They were trying to perhaps draw Easton off sides, and another 5 yards here doesn't hurt the punt.
Yeah, they're going to punt the ball away. Now, Gamble's pretty good leg. And I think what they tried to do is to get the Red Rovers to jump, and they'll punt it from 5 yards further back.
So I'm not quite sure that penalty was not acceptable to Mike Patton. I think he was simply trying to get a first down out of it. Here comes the punt of Gamble. It also is a low end-over-end punt that will take a west roll. Easton can't stop it, and Easton's going to start a drive rather deep in their own territory. The ball whistled dead on the 11-yard line. That's a 40-yard punt by Gamble. Obviously, if we talk to Mike Patton, we had a chance to talk to Steve Schiffer, too. We asked him about some of the keys to beating this good Buck team.
There's no doubt in our mind the key to this afternoon's ball game is to eliminate mistakes and turnovers and contain their quarterback. We've got to play a perfect game to beat this football team.
Pretty succinct on both coaches' parts, Dick.
Wow. Yeah, Stevie was direct and to the point that time. I'll tell you, I just admire the job he's done so far this year.
A lot of pressure coming in to coach at Easton area. With their tradition, they now, I think, are the 2nd most wins of any school in their size. Good play by Ordway. And Ordway can certainly pick him up and lay him down. There's a penalty, however, on the play, but we're going to go down on the field. Scott Barr has a report for us.
Gary, a couple things to watch for in the early going here. First of all, those 2 penalties by Central Bucks, the illegal procedure by Todd Velitis. As soon as he was called for that, he stood up and looked right at the Easton band. They are very loud down here, and in fact, on the first delay of game call, several members of the team looked over at the band. I think the Easton band is really playing havoc with the Central Bucks offense. When Easton offense, watch for Scott Ordway to call that quarterback sneak. He gained 5 yards on in the first series. He keys off the middle linebacker. He'll go the opposite way. He's free to call that on his own. Back up to you.
Does anybody know the tune Havoc? I've never heard that song.
I think it was
I thought it was a group, wasn't it? As a group.
I think it was one the Beatles never did.
Well, Thompson gained 10, and the penalty cost them 10. So it's from the foul, and therefore we're just simply looking at a 1st and 11, the ball on the 10-yard line. So the penalty not as damaging as it could have been. Little inside reverse this time to Blaze Clymer. Clymer trying to cut back against the grain. But, Bob, that shows you the quickness and pursuit of the Bucks. Going against the grain didn't help them.
No, it didn't. They are schooled to stay home. They're keying on certain players. They stay home. They do their work. And it looked like a play that could have worked against a lesser team, but West was just ready and well schooled.
He does an excellent job, number 43, of staying at home, the way Bob just called it. We had a double reverse guy and an inside handoff, and that's attempting to isolate your speed, getting the defense to lean, and it just didn't occur. That first play I thought was a key one, Gary, because Ordway showed us another dimension, kept the keeper.
Dick, you made a great call there. Hennessy did not make the tackle, didn't even touch the ball carrier, but he forced them to go back inside where the pursuit was there to get him. It's going to be a 2nd and about 7 to go for a 1st down as the ball's on the 15-yard line. Keeping the ball is Ordway. He's got some running room. Ordway's got a 1st down as he gets the ball out over the 20. Out to about the 24-yard line, a gain of 9 yards for quarterback Scott Ordway.
We said in the beginning area in the pregame that possibly look to Ordway as a go-to guy in case they're being keyed upon, because as Bob said, they like to keep people out of the game. Well, Ordway has now gone right with a quarterback sneak for 10, and now he's going left for the quarterback sneak for a 1st down. A dimension we're not used to and haven't seen much of.
4 minutes, 19 seconds to go, 1st period. No score in the ball game. Easton has their first down at the 25-yard line. Ordway gives the ball to Allshouse. He's out over the 25 to about the 27-yard line, where he is tackled on the play at the 27, so it'll be a gain of a couple.
Well, I'll tell you, Dick just made a very good comment. They have 2 solid running backs, does Easton. Ordway is the guy who really can make it happen. He's had some great runs. I think he's going to be a key, and I think that what's going to happen is defensive coordinator Mike Carey is going to talk to his defense later on about watching Ordway, spying him.
Also appears to me now in this drive that they're going to use Thompson a little bit as a decoy. They have not given him the football. Now they will, as he'll run the trap play and come against the grain out over the 30 to the 32. So they're certainly going to mix it up a little bit so that Eric Thompson isn't carrying the ball on every play. Brian Hennessy comes up to make the tackle.
Now he's on Thompson, or a spy on Thompson, Gary. He was the deep man in our set. He does have Allshouse right in front of him to lead that spot. So there he becomes a little bit more of an offensive weapon, because maybe a spy can be wiped out by the lead block.
3rd and 3, the ball on the 32-yard line. Another big 3rd down for Rovers. So they reset number 12, Jesse Wright, and give the ball off to Allshouse. Allshouse put it down, and Allshouse appears to have gotten the 1st down. Tackled on the play by Jason Williamson. We'll watch for the mark. We don't need to watch any longer. 1st down, number 2 for the Red Rovers.
Well, that's 3 times now they've gone against their traditional offense. In past, this would be an automatic handoff to Thompson and let's go somewhere behind Allshouse. Instead, run Allshouse off tackle. So give Stevie Schiffer a little bit of a credit. 3 times now on 3 big gainers, been Allshouse off tackle and Ordway twice on a quarterback keep.
Easton has not thrown the football yet in this game. Here comes Eric Thompson our way. Thompson gets nailed, a good hard hit by Jason Gattuso. Bounces off of that, and Gattuso goes and gets him again, a gain of a yard.
Did you see when the pitch was made, the defensive secondary of CB West just collapsed on the area he was going. He couldn't have gotten more than 1 yard there, because as soon as that ball was pitched, the secondary the linebackers came plowing and just cut him down.
Let's see if Easton wants to decide to throw the ball. What they have done is moved out wide to the left side, Darren Smith, number 89. They bring Thompson right towards us. There is a trap play. Before, Dick, the first time we saw it, we thought it was a busted play, but they run that play.
They run that, you're right. He does a reverse pivot of 360, fakes the quick pitch going out, which is what he started the game with, and then comes back on a semi-quarterback keep. A little bit of a delay, a little bit of trap blocking inside. Boy, a nice pull block there, 75.
I think one thing on 3rd and short offensively for Easton, it worked well for them to fake to the up back coming up the middle and go around. This is going to look for the up the middle play here.
Another big 3rd down play for the Red Rovers, looking at a 3rd and 2. The ball on the 43-yard line. Ordway's got the first down. A big, big hole at the top of the field for Scott Ordway as Jason Williamson is there to make the tackle. But not before Easton has the ball to the 48-yard line. They have first down number 3 in this drive.
Boy, you talk about keeping defenses on. Sort of keeping a lot of offenses on, but this is keeping the defense on. Add a dimension with Allshouse, and now add this dimension with Ordway in a running game.
They have a double wing set out to the same side. On the left side, only Thompson in the backfield. Thompson gets the ball. Thompson is in the Buck territory for the first time today as Jason Williamson comes up with a head-on-head tackle. A good hit by Williamson. The ball is down to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
What that offense did there, Gary, they took their slot man as normal and then brought a wide man in, put them side by side, and all it does is give that defense one more look and take one more guy out of the defensive stack.
And what they've also done by running the ball wide, Easton has opened up the middle a little bit. Because just as you open up the side by trying a fake into the middle, you also open up the middle by making the defense think, boy, they've beaten us twice around, several times around the end. They spread it out a little bit, and that first down run gains them a quick 5.
Some of the big boys for Easton, Scher at 295 and Rouse at 315, opening up some nice holes for the Red Rovers. It's Ordway keeping. Ordway cuts up inside. Ordway is going to get inside the 45, down to the 43. He's going to pick up 4 yards on the play before being tackled by Chris Fennell, number 65, a 6'4", 195-pound junior. And boy, Stevie Schiffert has the first period on the ground. If it takes me 3 plays to get 10 yards, that's what we're going to do. Easton's driving. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this timeout.
Here in the heart of beautiful Bucks County, you can find the very best selection of designer gowns. Yes, here in Fountainville, Ann Bailey's Bridal Shop features New York-style gowns in all sizes and an extensive price range. Since 1976, Ann Bailey's has been commended for their full service and affordable fair price tags. So why not stop by and see why? And no wedding would be complete without a handsome groom. And right next door, he too will be tailored to perfection. Pictured here, this Kritsia tuxedo is a perfect blend of style and comfort. At Formales Tuxedos, they have all the distinctive designer names you're looking for. Formal names like Dior, Pierre Cardin, Henry Grethel, and many more. Ann Bailey's Bridal and Formales Tuxedo hope to see you soon for your wedding special occasion attire.
Serving the Bucksmont community since 1918, the lawyers Power Bowen and Valamont, located in Doylestown and Sellersville, want you to think of them first. Power Bowen and Valamont can handle all your legal needs, including personal injury and medical malpractice, real estate, zoning and land development, corporate tax, divorce and custody, wills and estates, and criminal litigation. For 75 years, Power Bowen and Valamont has made a lawyer a pleasant experience.
Have Faust Construction build your dream house on your lot or one from Trio Farms Estates in Lower Nazareth or Beaver Run in Bushkill Township. You may also rent a luxury apartment at Schoolhouse Terrace in Nazareth. New construction, remodeling, or rentals. Call Faust Construction at 759-1595. Dick Tracy Schiffert has decided he's going to run the ball. He's going to get 3 or 4 yards to carry. It'll take him 3 downs to get it down, but he's satisfied with that. The key here is you can't make a mistake with that philosophy.
Well, that's it, right. And that's Stevie Schiffert. To me, that's his personality. I don't think he'd throw today, Gary, unless he really, really had to, because he has more than one running back now. He has 3 running backs. Can you imagine Allshouse we know can run, normally used by, but now we come up with an Ordway yet? Look at your leading rusher. It could very easily be Ordway.
Watch out play action pass here, though. The linebackers are going to be flying up to try and beat around the end. Easton tries a pass. It could work here.
Bob Vince Lombardi Friedman calling that play, and I think he might be right. Instead, it's going to be a pitch to Thompson. He's got the first down. He's inside the 40. He's down to the 39-yard line. Eric Thompson with a gain of 5. Eric Thompson picks up first down number 4 for the Red Rovers. One of the keys early, Easton is able to run the ball at the moment, Bob.
They are indeed. You'll see it here now. There's a Buck defender that gets into the backfield, almost disrupts his play, but the block is put on him very nicely. It gives a chance for Thompson to get the first down before Roberts can finally come up. and they are running around the end. You don't see this much. The Bucks, this is a real good football team in Easton.
From the 11-yard line, this drive started, and there's a penalty, and we'll see who that is against. As we said, you make it a 15-yard problem to go for a first down, and that creates some problems if you're running the ball. Somebody lined up offside. That will not be, as you hear the boos inside of the field, a very popular penalty against the Red Rovers, and maybe that now creates a little bit of different
I was
scenario.
going to say, I was ready to put money on the line with you two guys about Easton throwing that pass. I thought it could have been the afternoon passing and go right onto the next day before that would occur. But they're not quite yet in 4-down territory. That penalty could hurt them more than you realize.
A very, very fast first period of football because everybody keeping the ball on the ground. Now it is Ordway. Back to throw the first one, and he throws it right into the hands. The interception by Jason Gattuso, I believe. 6'3", 220-pound senior. Or is it 64? 64. Jeff Gudisell with the interception.
How does he ever hold on to this ball?
Jeff Gudisell is one of the unsung heroes of this team. You need a big play. Look at that. That ball is drilled. Wow. That's a ball that you normally just have knocked to the ground. He controlled it, held on to it. Big defensive play by West, and they take over on the turnover.
Bob, did you give him stick him down the sideline before the game?
No, he's got Velcro.
Okay.
I saw how he held on to it. The ball was planted into his chest. I don't think he used his hands. The handoff goes to Lowe, and Lowe is swarmed under. Coming up to make the tackle, Chris Antronto. The big 200-pound senior comes up to put Lowe down, a loss of a yard.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tell you how hard Lowe got hit. His mouth guard went about 6 yards back. He had to go pick it up. He got stuck.
Key play there, too, because Easton could have hung their heads a little bit. You know, turnover after a march, penalty and turnover in 2 successive plays, and yet the defense smells pretty good.
Not hard to figure out why Steve Shifford decided to go Woody Hayes football, Dick. The drive started on the 11. He ran 11 consecutive plays to get the ball down into Buck territory, throws the ball once, and it's turned over.
Well, that's why I was thinking, Gary. I didn't think he'd throw unless he had to with a penalty situation that arose.
Second and a long 10, about 10 and a half. The ball on the 39-yard line for the Bucks. They've only given it to Lowe. Lowe gets it again. Oh. Lowe is swarmed under again. It's Matt Allshouse who comes out 6 foot, 198.
Builder here. Forget the interception on the Red Rovers' part. The fact is they know they can move the ball against West, and they said to the defense, now, you go out, stick him, we'll come back and we'll run the ball right at him. We'll put the ball in the end zone the next time. Bread and butter plays, and they have watched their running back get smeared in the backfield.
The winner today gets either Cathedral Prep or Pittsburgh North Hills. They'll play next Saturday at Mansion Park in Altoona at 6 o'clock in the evening. Keeping the football, rolling to his left is Ben Snyder. He's looking, he's got a man and instead tucks it under. Snyder does a great job staying on his feet into Easton territory. Tackled by Chris Mahoney down to the 45-yard line. A gain of 17 yards and a first down. What a key play by Ben Snyder.
You're watching a quarterback who has grown leaps and bounds this year. Ben Snyder early in the year might have just thrown this ball away. He had Kandira possibly open. He freezes the linebackers with a pump fake, goes through and then shows tremendous strength to get the first down. Great offensive play.
First and 10 for the Bucks in Easton territory at the 45-yard line. A huge play on a 3rd and long, 17-yard gain by Snyder. Easton really bunching things at the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to the up-back, Jason Williamson. Williamson gets to the 41-yard line, a gain of 4 yards before Easton's Vince Predapapa is there to make the 2nd and 6.
You know, Gary, I'm thinking, and Bob, you were there one of these. I looked at that play when Snyder tucked it away and put it under his arm and simply went. And I thought, gee whiz, 2 years ago, Greg Moylan did not come in as a heralded quarterback. Gary, I think 2 weeks ago, Williamsport, the kid's shown all day.
That's right.
You know, this lad has 6 running touchdowns as a junior.
Second and 6 from the 41-yard line. Getting the football was Hennessy. Hennessy, number 43, 190-pound senior. It looks like he stopped just shy of the first down. He gets the ball to the 35. He'll get about 5.5, and we're going to call it 3rd and short. One correction, it's not Cathedral Prep, it's Erie Central that's playing against the North Hills. 3rd and less than a yard. for the Bucks. The ball on the 35-yard line. Handoff goes to Hennessy again. Hennessy puts his head down, tackled by Ontranto, but I believe he has the first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. First down number 3 for the Bucks.
There's nothing fancy about Brian Hennessy. He takes the ball, he's going to run right at you, I'm going to try and run right through you. He is the man they will generally go to on the short yardage runs. He's not a faker, he doesn't juke and jive. He just runs hard, and he gets the first down for the Bucks.
Bob, let me notice something. I'm going to pinpoint a question here at the end of this play.
The clock continues to run. It appears very, very quickly. Keeping the ball on the ground. Not seem to bother anyone. Keeping the ball is Snyder around the left side. Snyder gets driven out of bounds on the play by Darren Smith. The ball will be marked dead at the 28-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
Bob, going back just two plays. On a 3rd and short, Wood to make the call at the line shot. I didn't say change.
He would. He prefers not to. He likes to call the play, get the plays called in himself.
Because I noticed it was a long count, and it appeared to me that he didn't want to go off tackle and end up going there. I thought maybe it was his own call.
May have been trying to draw him off, too, with a long count as well.
2nd and 4 from the 29. Handoff, first run throw is Hennessy. Oh, Hennessy shows some good drive as he gets the ball inside the 25 of Easton, down close to the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 22. A gain of 7 yards, tackled by Scott Ordway from his safety position.
Now, I don't know. You take a replay of Hennessy with his power running here. He doesn't quit. He doesn't quit. He'll take it. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage or just beyond. Look at him.
Drive keyed by the run of Ben Snyder on the 3rd play of the drive for 17 yards. It looked like the Bucks were going to have to give the ball right back to Easton. Instead, they keep it. They've maintained the drive to the 22. Hennessy again, as he just simply barrels his way forward. Down to the 16-yard line, Eric Thompson makes the tackle. A pickup of 6, 2nd and 4.
You know, Bob, some of that motion, I think, is helping out the Bucks. Easton's defense really reacting to the motion, and for the most part, we're finding all those motion men are simply there to employ some kind of defensive shift.
And the other thing they're not doing is they're not trying the deeps anymore because they're getting too much penetration in the backfield. Quick handoffs to Hennessy. He's getting through that first crack in the line, getting some good yardage on first down.
Lappin Overstreet and Hoball doing a terrific job opening up holes from the 16-yard line. Hennessy again, they're making him the workhorse. Hennessy this time tackled by Matt Allshouse as he gets inside the 15, perhaps to the 14-yard line. Would be a gain of a couple, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Now
Go ahead, Bob.
Now let's see if they don't try some type of a fake handoff to Hennessy and have Snyder run his own number this time. They may try to do what Easton did before, get that center of the line moving in, get the linebackers moving and try something wide here. Watch out for Kandera as well.
And again, perhaps we should start talking a little bit about John Yencha, who kicks the field goals for this ball club. If they don't get the first down, but they do, I think it's going to be close. It may be our first measurement of the day. The tackle made by Tim Gadwell, number 53. Say there is a first down is Jason Gattuso. There is a first down. Gattuso knows what he's talking about as the ball will be put down at the 11-yard line, a gain of 3. The 4th first down of this drive, the 5th of the day for the Bucks.
From a very, very tightly, compactly knit I formation that time, gentlemen. 2 lead backs.
And they got the big play. Now they're in the area where they will try the full house backfield, but watch out, another one. Todd Blight is tight end. Good pair of hands, number 89.
Interesting how success has come by not giving the ball to the 2 big ball carriers for each team. Lowe hasn't gotten it much on this drive. Thompson didn't get it all that much on the last drive. Ben Snyder keeps the football. Snyder inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. In fact, they're going to mark it at the 8-yard line, so that's a gain of 3. It's going to make it 4, 2nd and 6. Tackle made by Eric Thompson.
Bob, Woody Hayes just turned over in his grave. What do you mean good tight end, good ends, hands on that tight end? He wouldn't throw now, would he?
Oh, no. And if the Easton coaching staff is listening, no, they never throw from here.
Easton runs 11 consecutive running plays on their last drive. The Bucks have just run 12 consecutive running plays on this drive. Any wonder why this ball game appears to be flying by with 4:50 to go in the 2nd period? No score. Handoff, Hennessy from the deep eye, and he's not going anywhere. A big hit that time by the Red Rovers. Blaze Clymer, number 34, a good hard-nosed 160-pound junior, comes up to make the hit. There's going to be a loss on the play of a couple of yards. Here is a big 3rd and 8.
Well, that play took a lot of time to take, like my announcement's been taking a little while. It was a bad handoff, a tough handoff, and by that time the penetration was deep. Hennessy tried to cut outside, couldn't do it.
Well, the plays don't come any bigger than this one in an Eastern Final Championship. 3rd and 8 from the 9-yard line. Passing situation for Snyder. Watch out for Bill Lowe. It's back. Snyder looking into the end zone. He's got a man wide open. He does not throw the football. Mike Condira was wide open. Darren Smith comes up to nail quarterback Ben Snyder. Snyder picks up a couple yards, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 5.
Boy, Gary, are you right or are you right? From our vantage point, was he ever wide open? Oh, my.
Well, Ben Snyder rolled out. What happened was I think he got a little bit panicked by the red shirts around him, and he wanted to make absolutely sure. By the time he tucked it under, chance to put it back up and throw it. Yencha will try it from the left hash mark from 25 yards out.
How good is he, Bob?
He's good. He can hit this.
A 25-yard field goal attempt, trying to get the Bucks on the board first. It's up. It's long enough. We'll wait for the signal. It's wide to the left side. The Easton defense has held with 3-6 in the second period. It's still Easton nothing and the Bucks nothing.
Well, there was nothing wrong with that kick. It was long enough, but it hooked. It might even have been tipped a little bit at the line of scrimmage. John Yencha has a good foot, not as strong as the Easton kicker, who's a legitimate Division I prospect, but he's strong and he's generally accurate. The snap was good. He just did not get the right rotation on it, and it was sailed wide left.
Normally 3:16, a lot of time on the clock. The way these two teams are running the football, that's an eternity to try to run it for 80 yards, and I'm not sure they can do that and have enough time on the clock. Thompson gets away from 2 tacklers, manages to get a yard on the play. Jason Gattuso comes up to make the tackle. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. If they want to score, I think they're going to have to throw.
I would doubt that very much, Gary. Easton, I think, is pretty satisfied with the scoreboard, the situation, the fact they've just held defensively. Central Bucks is saying, whew, we got away from one offensive drive by Easton. We're pretty happy because, as Bob said, we got pretty good protection on that field goal attempt.
The big runners, well, they haven't been all that big yet today. 31 yards by Thompson on the day, only 24 yards by Billy Lowe on the day. 2nd and 9 for Easton from the 21-yard line. Thompson has the football, breaks away from another couple of tacklers before Gattuso is wrapped around his legs and puts him down at the 25. Also Condira in to make the tackle. We got to go down on the field because Scott Barr has something to tell us.
Gary, as that Bucks field goal sailed wide left, easily half the Easton team that was left on the bench ran it over to their place kicker, Kendall Hockman, also number 15, and reminded him he's going to get that chance later on in the game. He's going to come through and he's going to win the game for the Rovers. He agreed. Pack up to you.
I guess we can pack things up.
Yeah, well, it's been nice.
Here's a big play for the Red Rovers on a 3rd and 5. Again, do they want to put the football in the air and risk a problem here? They certainly want to try to get the first down. They give it to Clymer. He breaks away from a tackler. He's got the first down. Out over the 30, out to the 33-yard line. Blaze Clymer picks up 8 yards and Red Rover first down number 5.
And that's much safer than a pass play, is what they're thinking with his time on the clock. You'll see it here. Watch the second handoff. Watch the second part of the reverse. Almost a Buck ball handler on that.
That was Todd Velitis.
The other thing was on that it's a 3rd down play and they're all pressuring to the ball carrier. Good call.
Moving out wide to the left side is Jesse Wright. It's Ordway running the draw. He gets a bad pitch. Allshouse, can he get to it? No. It's going to be Buck football as falling on number 89, Todd Velitis. Turnover by the Red Rovers. The Bucks in business with 1 minute and 16 seconds on the clock. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Dick, remember what I said, that Mike Carey will tell them to spy the quarterback? They spied him. They nailed him as he went to pitch. And this is Buck football. Turnover, take over, see if you can put it home.
And let me tell you both, that was the closest Easton would come to a pass, a backward lateral.
All right, we're going to take time out here. Come back, 1:16 to go first half. The Bucks in position for. We'll be right back.
Remember the neighborhood tavern where you could relax with old friends and meet new ones as well? Cheesesteak Charlie's is that tavern. Now there's more of that friendly atmosphere than ever, with a new, roomier decor, complete with booths, a wraparound counter, and a separate pool table area. Sporting the biggest screen in town, Cheesesteak Charlie's is perfect for pro and college, Prism, and ESPN events. Hungry? The kitchen's open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., and Sundays, 12 to 12. And takeout is available. So why not check out Cheesesteak Charlie's new look and meet a new friend today?
Repco has been the name to trust for all your foreign car part needs since 1976. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays, 9 till 2 for your convenience. If we don't stock your part, we'll have it within 2 days. Repco, the name to trust for your foreign car.
Whether you're in the stands or on the field, Primetime Sports is yours. Locally owned and operated, they feature everything from team caps, tees, and sweats to replica NFL jerseys and official NFL game balls. Remember, when the game's on the line, it's prime time.
Hi, I'm Joanne Maroney, a partner here at the New Class Harlan Real Estate, located in the heart of Doylestown Borough. Our office at 15 West State Street used to be the livery stable for Doyle's Tavern, which is now known as the Mellon Bank. We are right next door and neighbors to the famous Doylestown Inn and Kenny's Newsstand. I've been in the real estate business in Doylestown for 10 years and pride myself in going the extra mile to service my clients and customers. Call me and I would be happy to sit down and talk to you about your real estate needs. I always have time for a neighbor.
Visit the LD Computing Factory Showroom in Dublin and experience multimedia systems, notebook computers, the latest in education, entertainment, and business software. LD's warehouse, located at 174 North Main Street, is stocked with products from national manufacturers like Packard Bell, Hewlett-Packard, and Panasonic. LD's technical staff provides training for beginners as well as experienced users. Located on Route 313 in Dublin, LD Computing is the place to find that perfect holiday gift, from stocking stuffers to interactive multimedia extravaganzas.
We would just like to remind our Twin County viewers that our wrestling and basketball schedule is right around the corner, and we're not going to mess around. Our first wrestling broadcast will be next Sunday at 5 o'clock. We are going to bring you the elite duels from Liberty.
Cement job. I'm getting ready, Gary. I'm getting ready.
Dick Tracy and Scott Barr will be there to help us bring you the elite duels. They were so successful last year. And then basketball. I know Dick's ready for this one. Tuesday night, December 14th, we'll have Salisbury at Southern Lehigh. A big Colonial League basketball game to start our basketball season. Plenty of football to play here yet today. 1st and 10. Easton fans booing the Bucks on the 25-yard line. Little bit of motion along the backfield. Handoff goes to Lowe, and Lowe does slip and fall on this turf as he gets the ball inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. He'll pick up 6, 2nd and 4.
Only the turf kept Lowe from getting more. It was a great play. Watch this. They give the passing look, and they'll tuck it into Lowe as he goes by. Now watch. See now, he stands there. It's wide open. If he doesn't slip down and he can cut back, he's into the end zone, Dick.
That's almost a backdoor delay draw. I love that play.
Tim Gadwell's equipment bucks a little bit. They didn't have to call a timeout here. 59 seconds to go. Gadwell having a little bit of a problem with his helmet. And again, I'm not sure there's enough time to get into the end zone without throwing the ball. So Ben Snyder rolls to his left side. He looks. He's got a man open. But it's too far over the outstretched hand of Jason Gattuso. And if you throw the ball over 6'3" Gattuso, you know you've thrown it a little too high.
Well, there's open and there's open. He was open in the back of the end zone, but Snyder's rolling to his left. That's a pass that needs a touch. They had 2 red shirts about 4 yards in front of him. As soon as he threw, they came back. The only thing Snyder could do is throw it deep and out of the end zone and go to live another day. They're in field goal territory. They can try some type of running play. They still have a couple of timeouts left. I think they're going to try some kind of rollout action again and maybe a pitch or an option type play.
I was going to ask about, do they have an option?
They do. It depends on where they will line up Lowe. Now, they had Lowe winged out last time, slotted out, now the backfield.
Again, the Easton band, you can see, causing havoc for quarterback Snyder. He says, I can't hear. Back to throw. great drop back for the first time. He's looking. There's nobody open. He fires the ball up for grabs, throws it out of bounds. Intended for Gattuso, but I don't think it was really intended for anyone. A good play by the Easton defense.
We have
flag out of bounds.
Flag out of bounds, yeah.
Out of bounds. That flag's almost in the creek.
Well, what do we have here?
Must be personal foul, I would think. I don't.
Could have pushed him out of bounds, Gary. I don't know.
See anything that this could have been.
Thompson's got his arms out like, what did I do? But it's against the Red Rovers.
We're going to take another look at it as we isolate on Gattuso. He'll run out of bounds. The ball is just simply thrown away. So let's watch what happens here at the end of the play.
Oh, yeah, you see, I don't know if he slipped or what, but the official said no, he didn't. I don't know about that call. I mean, I've done buck football all year. I don't know that he didn't just slip and slide into it.
That inaccessible catch rule. What?
Well, I guess they just simply called personal foul, saying that he didn't need to hit the man, and it has nothing to do with whether the ball's catchable or not. So it ends up being a 10-yard penalty. The Bucks, with 39 seconds on the clock, have a first down on the Easton 10-yard line. Back to throw. Snyder looking. He's going down. Ordway makes the tackle at the 14.
You can't be indecisive. Same thing on the last play. They got a break on the penalty. He's got great protection. There comes a time you've got to tuck the ball under and run. Ben didn't run the last time, threw it away. This time, he started to run, and instead, now watch him. He'll come back. He'll take a look. So you see this stick? Now, here's where he should run. He's got the crack on the left side. Now he stops instead of cutting over, and he loses yardage.
Easton doing a great job in the secondary, hounding the receivers. 28 seconds to go. Ball's on the 13-yard line. Come on back.
Y'all two-step your honey into the Coach Dog Tavern for country music 5 nights a week. Treat her to late-night snacks or other appetizing victuals. Or if your baby has achy-breaky your heart, come on in and meet up with some fine, friendly folk. Located on East Street Road in Southampton, the Coach Dog Tavern. Country before country was cool. See y'all there.
Renowned cabaret composer John Wallowich is coming to Bucks County. That's right, John Wallowich will be bringing his hit New York cable show to our SCT studios in Doylestown, Wednesday, December 22nd. For a special, win a chance to be picked for the special studio audience. Call 345-5154 now to enter the drawing. Hurry, contest deadline is Monday, December 13th, so call right now, 345-5154. Good luck.
Since 1971, Stryker Soccer Center has been in Doylestown supplying soccer players like you with the best equipment in the soccer world, including over 150 styles of shoes by Diadora, Mitre, Adidas, Puma, Lotto, Patrick, and more. And Stryker has a full line of uniforms and goalie equipment by Ulsport, Reusch, Umbro, Hummel, and Can You Need. Season after season after season after season after season. Stryker Soccer Center. Call us at 348-9400 and visit our store in Doylestown.
Now more smart moves in real estate from Coldwell Banker Hearthside.
Hi, Chris again from Coldwell Banker. Hunting can certainly be exciting, but without the right help, it's a lot like being in the woods without a guide. One way to avoid all the confusion is with our Coldwell Banker Best Buyer Guidebook. Coldwell Banker wrote it just for home buyers. It helps how much home you can afford and your possible monthly payments. There's a house hunting section that helps you keep track of the homes you visit. And in the financing section, there's information on estimated buyers' costs and financing methods. So before you go looking for a home, get your copy of our Best Buyer Guidebook. All it takes is finding your way to a Coldwell Banker office.
Make your smart move in real estate by calling Coldwell Banker Hearthside for your free copy of the Best Buyer's Guidebook today.
TaylorMade Carpets and Flooring represents a simple concept, substantial savings, and exceptional customer service. Dan Taylor of TaylorMade divides his commercial and residential work evenly, and his customers in the Central Bucks area can choose from a wide selection of carpeting, as well as vinyl, tile, and hardwood floors. With 20 years in the flooring industry, Dan knows the key to success is customer satisfaction. Let TaylorMade show you how their attractive product lines, unbeatable prices, and unsurpassed customer service provide your home or business with that winning look.
You see the Bucks coming back out on the field. The situation, they're looking at a 2nd and 14, basically 2nd and goal to go. It's really 13 yards to go for the touchdown. 28 seconds are on the clock. And again, that does not produce a touchdown may very well bring John Yencha out to kick another extra point. It is Ben Snyder, who has been to the sidelines, to talk to Coach Pettin. It's an inside handoff on the draw play. Lowe has running room. Lowe doesn't get into the end zone. Not allowed to fall forward. It's coming up to make the tackle. Darren Smith, and Ordway kept Lowe from falling forward. If he can, he's got a touchdown.
Terrific call there. They're looking for a pass. They hand it off. It worked for him before. Why shouldn't it again? A little bit of that delay, that sort of delay handoff. Watch, here it comes. And Dick, the defense just wasn't there for it.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, that's a little bit of nice skipping, nice run to daylight right there. Excellent call. Again, as close to a pass play as you can get. They might, including the staff and the quarterback himself, might be losing just a little bit faith in his arm right now, Gary. Bob, I don't know if it's his arm or not, or if it's just his play selection. We were a little upset at the fact that the running alley was there and he didn't do it. Personally, I like that when he threw away out of bounds, giving his field goal shot out of it if the penalty's not there.
He's a smart quarterback. What you're going to see now in all likelihood is what they call their full house backfield. Hennessy, Gattuso, and Lowe in the backfield. They're going to have some big studs, and Williamson rather. Generally, Williamson will carry the ball out of this lineup. Let's see if they full house it here.
They've got a big problem, though. They're out of timeouts. If they don't score here, they're going to have problems getting another play off unless they throw the ball here and perhaps throw either a touchdown or an interception. Let's see what they do. Bob called the set. It is a full house backfield. The handoff goes to Williamson. We've got to watch the clock now. You'll watch it run down. Darren Smith in on the tackle, and they're going to have to line up very.
And it's fourth down, too.
Final 5 seconds. Will they get the play off? You see the clock. The handoff. This will count. I think it's a touchdown. Oh, my. What a drive by the Bucks in the final second. They get into the end zone, I believe, with Jason Williamson.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be analytical. I did not watch the play. Didn't even see it. I watched the clock. They were well, at least 1 to 2 seconds left when it got off.
Here it is, the last 2 plays of the half. There's the handoff to Williamson. He doesn't get in. As you see Darren Smith standing him up and putting him down. Watch the clock. Watch them set it up. And watch when the snap occurs. I had no question either. They got the snap off.
Now we'll take a look here. It's Williamson. It's always Williamson. He's their stud back on the short area. They get the great push. You see the clock. Great job by our people in the truck to have that scoreboard up there. A super job. Momentum, let's talk about it. You got the touchdown with 9.5, and guess what? Guess what? Here comes the point after as they go to kick the extra point,
by Ryan Bass.
Let's take a look at it. Oh, nice, right up the middle. But as I say, Dick, the thing about this is they go off at halftime. Not only do they get the touchdown, they get the opening kickoff in the second half, too.
All right, Scott Barr is down on the field to talk to Mike Pettin. I bet he's a little relieved.
Gary on the field with Coach Pettin. Coach Pettin, good old-fashioned football.
Well, you got to give Easton credit. You know, they're not down from that tie. They were very emotional. I think our guys aren't tackling well. They're playing well. We're very fortunate to be up. Believe me, probably should be down a couple points.
The Bucks with a history of starting slowly, and you had the ball a lot in the second quarter.
No excuse. You got to be ready to play from the opening bell, as they say. The second half, hopefully, we got to do more. They seem to be keying on Billy Lowe. We're consistent with our blocking. We're not doing a good job covering their option. It's anybody's ball game right now.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach,
Gary, I think he said it right. You're going to see a rushing football game in the second half. A very quick first half. Teams trying to run the ball. I don't think the weather will be a factor any more than it was in the first half. Back up to you.
Because Dick Tracy always was going into the locker room.
How can you say he's going to have something nice to say, Gary? After what?
6-0 at halftime. This is a great football game. He said the bell. It's like a heavyweight fight. We'll be back with second half action right after this timeout.
Cabaret composer John Wallowich is coming to Bucks County. That's right, John Wallowich will be bringing his hit New York cable show to our SCT studios in Doylestown, Wednesday, December 22nd, for a special live 1-hour Christmas cabaret. Special studio audience. Call 345-5154 now to enter the drawing. Hurry, contest deadline is Monday, December 13th, so call right now, 345-5154. Good luck.
Whether you're in the stands or on the field, Primetime Sports is your athletic headquarters. Locally owned and operated, they feature everything from team caps, tees, and sweats to replica NFL jerseys and official NFL game balls. Remember, when the game's on the line, it's prime time.
Quality and trust. Using these guys repairing your car or truck to your satisfaction. With 24-hour towing and full-service collision center, Suburban Auto Works certified mechanics are qualified for any repair, including complex unibody repairs. With 25 years experience, the Mann Brothers offer you the very efficient body and trim work. And working upon its Assurance of Quality program, their color matching system assures you of a tough factory finish. Suburban Auto Works, the assurance of quality for you.
Chalfont's best-kept culinary secret is out. The roasted pepper is where to be for daily lunch and dinner specials, a salad bar, an everyday breakfast special for $2.95, and mouth-watering Italian dishes. The diverse homemade specialties include chicken and broccoli stuffed shells, crab meat or shrimp manicotti, and lobster, chicken, or shrimp fra diablo. A children's menu is all. Do your appetite a favor and visit the roasted pepper.
Where to go for the area's hottest entertainment, great food at great prices, and a happening new game room? The Amber Inn, of course. You've got to check out their new 52-inch jumbo screen for Phillies and Eagles games. And don't forget their awesome after-work parties on Thursdays. Be a part of the in crowd. The Amber Inn.
Just because you're 75 doesn't mean you have to feel as if you're 105.
Delcrest, delivering customer satisfaction for over 25 years.
Easton is back out on the field. The Bucks have not yet come out on the field for the second half, but Scott Barr is down on the sidelines with head coach Steve Shifford of the Red Rovers.
Gary on the field with Steve Shifford. Steve, Eric Thompson didn't get the ball much. Is that because Bucks is keying on him?
Not so much that. We just saw some other things open that we felt we had to take advantage of, but if we don't stop turning over the ball, it ain't going to make a difference.
So you had to throw the ball to win this game?
I don't think so. I still think we can drive the ball. Hell, they're up 6. We got to get a score and a PAT.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Gary, the field is starting to get a little bit sloppy on the south end of the field. The hash marks, as you might guess, with Bucks and Easton both running right up the middle, is starting to get a little chewed up. The north end of the field, pretty much untouched. Back up to you.
His hair's starting to get a little sloppy, too, down there on the field. And we always like the fact that he volunteers to do that job while we sit up here and relax.
I thought the wet look was dead.
Notice he didn't borrow my hat.
I noticed that.
Why is that?
Well, he made fun of it, and you threw it at him. I was surprised he didn't pick it up. Time numbers are pretty indicative of what we have here. A good, solid football game. This is old-fashioned football, Dick. Go ahead.
Ooh, I want to talk about the offensive passing yards. I'm done.
All right, Bob, I guess that leaves the rushing.
Well, the rushing game, both teams have obviously, you see the yards rushing 96 to 71, West having the advantage on that. Both teams have proven they can rush, but let's look down toward the bottom of the stats, the keys. Fumbles lost, interceptions by. Steve Shifford hit it right on the head. Easton has killed themselves. They killed one drive with an interception on their only pass of the game, and they fumbled the ball with 1:18 to go. If I had any question about Easton and what they did, They tried a deep pitch play in their own end of the field with less than 2 minutes to go in a half. It gave the Bucks the ball back and led to the only score of this game. Easton has got to hold on to the ball. They got to play smash-mouth football. They have the studs to do it.
Dick, you obviously were a conservative coach in basketball. Conservatism may come into your mindset here now as you throw a pass and it's intercepted, you run an option and you fumble the football. Does it sort of take those plays out of your repertoire, or do you just say, I got to go with what's got me here no matter what happens?
That's exactly what you have to do. I saw Wayne Grube at halftime, and now he said, you know, you're almost forced to go with what got you here. And with Easton, I don't think it's going to be Ordway's on, because Easton is now sure, as far as Easton's concerned, Gary, without looking up at the board, this is an even game. In fact, they may be ahead. They may be ahead on other things than just the point scored. So they're saying, this is what got me here. I agree, Bob. The one mistake was in lieu of their only pass, and that was that backward pitch. And it really hurt them. Without that, without the turnover, without the penalty, you got yourself an even game.
Nobody can deny the fact, though, Bob, that we have seen a great first half of football.
Oh, no about it. And West, one thing I wanted to say in the second half defensively, has got to dare Easton to pass. They've got to stuff the run. They've got to say to Ordway, okay, you're not getting anything on the ground. We'll play our defensive backs up a little bit. Throw it over us. Make it happen. I think we have some results here.
Well, we do, but because we're tape delayed,
That's
it doesn't bring us much or make much sense for us to bring you scores that you already know. So we were very interested in them. But Kendall Hockman is ready to kick the ball off. Kendall Hockman kicks the ball high, and it comes down to the 15-yard line where Lowe brings it right up the gut. Lowe is grabbed by number 12, Jesse Wright, and he is not too gently placed down on the turf here at Goodman Stadium as the ball will be put down, it appears, at the Bucks 27-yard line. Make it the 26 where the Bucks will put it 1st and 10. Hey, that kickoff brought to you by Rarick Dodge. The Dodge Dakota is the roomiest mid-size pickup on the market today. You can find a great selection of Dakotas at Rarick Dodge in Bath. The Dodge is available in both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive models, regular cabs and club cabs with a choice of 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or 8-cylinder engines. Select the Dodge Dakota pickup that's right for you. Rarick Dodge, minutes north of Route 22 and Route 512 in Bath. For a clean deal, come to Bath. Come to Rarick Dodge from the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 as the tackle made on the play by Matt Allshouse and Chris Ontranto. The ball carrier was Bill Lowe.
Well, Bill Lowe, they've tried that play with him twice before. It hasn't worked. Third time wasn't the charm. It didn't work then either. Good defensive pressure by Easton, and it's a gain of barely a yard.
Lowe during the first half gained 43 yards. And I think it's a pretty critical series, Dick, that Easton defensively stops any momentum that the Bucks might have gotten at the end of the period. Here's the pitch. It goes to Lowe. He does have some running room. Tries to get to the outside, and a good open field tackle that time by Easton's Chris Mahoney and Blaze Clymer. As they came up to make the tackle, out over the 30, out to the 32. That's a gain of 3.
Easton coming out, Gary, in that 5 to support what you said, a little bit of overshifted up front on their forward wall, and that would be their attempt to outthink and outmaneuver and let Central Bucks establish an offensive game here early in the second half.
Possible pass situation for Snyder on a 3rd and long. No one has completed a pass in this game. Instead, they go right up the middle and bouncing off tacklers and fighting for the 1st down. Doing a great job, Brian Hannessy, and Hannessy gets out all the way to the 45-yard line. Hannessy is tackled by Clymer, but it is good enough for a 1st down, a gain of 16 yards.
Remember what I said about Hannessy in the first half? He's not the prettiest runner, but he keeps his legs moving, bounces off. You cannot arm tackle Brian Hannessy. You got to wrap yourself around him and knock him to the ground.
Would that play, Bob, be in lieu of confidence in your quarterback?
Not at this point. I think that he really feels that he can run against them, and I think that's what he's going to just keep trying to do.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. We have seen a lot of big 3rd down plays in this game. Here's a completed pass thrown out to Condira. Condira has the 1st down. Ordway in on the tackle into Easton territory. Condira takes it down to the 42-yard line, a gain of 13 yards and a 1st down.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Condira, your son is not only an all-suburban, he's an all-American. He is a Super Bowl player at 7 different positions. You see him. Now, you asked Dick if there was a lack of confidence in the quarterback. I think your question was just answered.
I'll tell you why that pass was successful. First down. That's
yes,
why.
First and
call.
10. Easton not expecting the throw, and it is down to the 42-yard line. The Bucks are on the move. Handoff. I think it's Hennessy. The number's starting to get a little bit muddy, but we may have a holding call. Darren Smith comes up to make the tackle, and it's those big, big penalties that can stop a drive and will hold everything, but I think it is going to be holding. It is.
Now, you remember in the first half, I mentioned they had a couple of penalties early. They had a jump off sides by Gattuso. They had too much time. This is the first penalty in quite some time. They've gotten into the rhythm. They caught something on the right side of the line. So the first penalty in quite some time, it may have sprung the running back there. So you say, well, maybe it was a penalty that was worth taking. There's never one worth taking, but it helped spring them open.
It does bring the ball back into Buck territory, back to the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up a first and 19 from the point of the foul, 1 yard across the line of scrimmage. And again, normally you would say you're going to have to throw it in this series, but I'm not sure that's the case. They have run some very nice delays and draw plays in the ball game. Here it is, first and 19 from the 49. It is. Snyder back to throw. He throws a quick out pattern as the ball is caught by Gattuso. Mahoney comes up to make the tackle. Gattuso is put down at the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Make it 10. It'll bring up a second and 9.
A really, really tight curl on this pattern. You'll see him there. He's going to curl inside. Very tight. What a safe, confidence-building pass for your quarterback to throw. If it's not there, over his head, not a bounce.
Exactly right. He just wants to get the penalty yardage back. He did that, and then some.
From the 40, second and 9. The Bucks opening things up a little bit on this drive. Handoff goes to Hennessy. Hennessy this time has trouble finding running room. Tim Gadwell comes up to make the tackle. Gadwell's a big kid. He's 218 pounds, only a junior. Easton has a lot of good people back for next year's team, as they have a bunch of young kids. The gain is to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 3, and we're looking at another. How many huge third down plays have we had in this game?
Watch out for that deep handoff. If Billy Lowe's in the backfield, watch out for it. Now, they don't have him there. They're showing pass here. I still don't know that they're going to throw the ball.
All right, 3rd and 5, maybe 6. Penalty.
Timeout. Timeout
is going to be called by the Red Rovers. They didn't like what they were looking at on the offensive side of the football. They don't like the scoreboard right now either. 6-0 Bucks. 7:32 to go, 3rd period. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Prepared the slightest bit improperly, a dish of blowfish can be lethal. At Coach Hay & Company, we like to think of any ill-prepared dish as tragic, things you need to do it right. Gunpowder mustard and olive spread, and pink peppercorns and garlic stuffed olives, and an exotic selection of goat cheeses and practically everything you need to make all your dishes to die for. Coach Hay & Company, now serving prepared meals to go. Please call for business hours at 340-COACH.
America Rent there for all your fall cleanup chores, inside and out. Whether you're a homeowner or in light construction, the equipment is here till the job is done. Items to spiker aerators, log splitters, thatchers, rug shampoos, and much more. America Rentals wishes both teams and everyone a very happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome back, and again, we welcome our fans from the Doylestown area. We're happy to be bringing this football game with you. I'm Gary Laubach. Dick Tracy is our Twin County announcer. And, of course, we brought Bob Friedman down from the Doylestown area to help us out. We enjoy his coverage. Scott Barr down on the field. Paul Plattenberg doing the spotting for us. Our director is Rick Kehoe, and our crew doing a terrific job in horrible weather conditions, but they're used to them. It's been a horrible weather condition year for football.
Indeed.
I'm trying to think of the call, man. That delayed draw has been so good to them.
I like that, but I think that Schiffert's got themselves ready. And Lowe's not in the backfield to run that. I still say look for Hennessy. He's their hard-running man in this situation.
3rd and 5, handoff Hennessy. Hennessy gets the ball, not good enough for a first down, even though he's inside the 35. Matt Allshouse stayed home to make the tackle. A gain of 4. It's going to bring up 4th and 1.
See if they bring that full house backfield in, that goal line backfield, 4th and short, and they try and run. It was Hennessy. They showed the pass to spread out the defense stick, did a pretty good job, but the defense stayed home and did a better job.
Yeah, and it wasn't any delay. It wasn't any draw or anything else. It was strictly power football, not finesse football at that part.
Touchdown by Jason Williamson with no time left on the clock. The Bucks lead it by a 6-0 score. Handoff. It's stopped. It's stopped. Who made the tackle? Number 22, Eric Thompson. Oh, my, what a hit. Jason Williamson goes down. Easton stops the Buck drive. The momentum maybe switches to the other side of the football.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised that they went outside the tackles in this. Look at the push up the middle. They've got it if he goes up the middle. Williamson instead goes out. Thompson makes a great play.
I think you're right, Bob. I think he read that one wrong. Eric Thompson practicing for duels, Gary. 2-point takedown right there, huh?
I hope there weren't any punters today who wanted college scouts to get a look at him. Punting has been a lost art in this football game. Everybody going for everything, moving the ball up and down the field. The surprise is it's only 6-0. The offenses have done a terrific job. Eric Thompson, he's not going anywhere. He is stuffed. Coming up to make the hit was 64, Jeff Gudicel.
Well, look out also there, number 33, a clean uniform in there, Nate Dominy. Nate Dominy is another unsung hero on West. He'll come in on goal line offenses. He'll come in and take over for some of the players. Does a real good job. He helps lead the tackle there, too. How long has it been since the offense has been on the field for Easton?
It has been a long, long time, as evidenced by Eric Thompson's numbers. Only 30 yards rushing on the day. He's yet to get a touchdown. He has 30-ish this year and has never been shut out in a game this year. And I think Easton just committed a penalty of illegal procedure, which will be their 4th of the day for 34 yards.
Okay, now that time, a little bit unusual for Easton. They take Thompson and bring him in motion from left to right, and then the handoff to Allshouse up the middle. Now what you could be setting up there is a little bit of rollout action by Ordway. Thompson goes in motion, the fake handoff to Allshouse. He picks up as a blocker, and Ordway continues with the option pass or a run to his right.
And remember what I said about West wanting to dare them to pass. They're pinching up tighter now. They want to make Ordway throw that ball.
And let's see if Ordway complies with their wish as he is looking at a 2nd and 16. Thompson comes towards the bottom of the screen. Ordway has good time. He cuts up inside. Now he's got some pressure. Trying to get to the outside. Doing a good job. Jeff Gudicel again comes across to make the tackle. Some of the Easton fans wanted a flag. It's a face mask, and they got the flag. And this should give the Red Rovers a 1st down.
I believe, yeah.
Mistakes.
No, I guess not. That's not a flag. They just threw a marker down there where they got him down. I thought that he'd gotten him with a mask. Look at Gudicel. It looked like he got up, but he got him on the shoulder pad, and they just threw a marker down where he was sacked. Great pursuit by Jeff Gudicel. The face mask penalty, it looked that way for where we have the back to us, but no such call.
Gain of 4 brings up a 3rd and 12 as the ball is on the 31-yard line. Quick out pass to Thompson. He's got running room. Thompson over the 40. He's very, very close to a 1st down. Watch the spot by the officials. Thompson falls forward, tackled on the play by Dominy, along with number 80, Dave Roberts. A critical spot from up here. It looks like Thompson has the 1st down.
Play call to perfection, Gary. Take 3 out, put them right, covered by 2. Isolate your rear back, your best runner, that's Thompson. Gets in the isolation, leaps a few tacklers, and boy, it is coming up close.
And got a very favorable spot. It's going to be very close. I think he's got it. Everybody else in the booth says no. I'm right.
I thought he had it too, and I agree with you. I think it was a favorable. There really wasn't a black and white shirt all that close to him, and they decided to put the foot down where Thompson ended up, but he bounced a little bit.
Yeah, he bounced, and in high school football, it's where the knee touches, not where the ball is when in the middle of the field. His knee touched further up, but they gave him a decent spot, and the Red Rovers get a big break there. And to tell you the truth, they were due for one.
They were due for one. They got it. It's 1st and 10 for the Red Rovers from the 43-yard line. Back in motion, going the other way is right. Handoff goes to Allshouse. Allshouse barrels forward. Cattuso hits him head on. Allshouse allowed the ball forward right to midfield. Allshouse picks up 7. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
Fine call. Counter using Thompson as the fake dive to the left. Come back, fake the counter, come back, trap the opposite way with your fullback, Allshouse, after putting a man in motion.
4:05 game just flying in terms of time as the ball kept on the ground the entire game. There goes Ordway. Ordway has the first down as he bounces off a couple of tacklers. Coming up to make the tackle, 44, Jason Williamson. Ordway gets the ball to the 46-yard line, a gain of 4, first down number 7 for Easton.
Well, they needed something to get them excited, Dick, and that little pass play where he broke it looked like he was going to get caught in the backfield on that first down pass. Made a great play, and now the Easton Rooters on the team is excited. They're into the game again.
See, that's that beautiful ISO move. You know, just isolate your best guy against their best guy, and you're going to win 9 out of 10 because you know where you're going and he doesn't.
Allshouse and Wright rearrange themselves so they can block for Eric Thompson. Thompson has running room. He cuts to the outside, inside the 40, to the 39-yard line. Dave Roberts comes up to make the tackle. Thompson picks up 7.
The old student body left. Everybody goes out there. Thompson gets to pick his own hole. Dick, he does a real good job of deciding where to cut in.
Yeah, they brought John Robinson in for this Southern Cal play right here. And they take it to that student body left around the left side. Get that big bodies at the line of scrimmage, weaken people there, and let your bruising backs do a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage.
The Bucks have learned if you're going to stop Eric, you got to stop him around the ankles. That was a good tackle by Dave Roberts. Thompson runs a little trap play, bounces off that first tackler as he does so often. Gets the ball down to the 34-yard line. A gain of 5. Nate Dominy in on the tackle. There was a flag thrown into the pile.
We
So
may have a
we'll hold
late
everything.
hit. It's a mask.
Wow, big penalty. Thompson picks up 5, and now we're going to add some more.
And now you get into the point where you say, okay, you're in the red zone, inside the 20. Now you got to find out who wants it more. Does Easton trailing by 6 points? They've got 9 yards to go. They got a lot of time, 2:51 in the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. West defense has said, okay, we've bent. Now we cannot break. We got to stop them here.
From the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. The game has been loaded with ebb and flow on both sides of this stadium as both teams have tried to grab momentum. That's Allshouse. He puts his head down. Allshouse picks up 5. Gudicel in to make the tackle. Matt Allshouse makes it a 2nd and 5.
So easy to call him from up here, isn't it, gang? Everybody in the joint knew that fullback was going to carry that time. No throw out to their wide side. Easton playing bread and butter right now. They're going to go to Thompson. Most of the time, they're going to go to Allshouse on a play like that. Now it's power. Our power can stop us.
2nd and 5, the ball on the 14-yard line. Again, they rearrange, moving Darren Smith out here to the right side. He's out wide to the right. They rearrange Blaze Clymer, put him on a wing. Clymer's going to get the inside handoff. They stayed home that time. Good job by the Buck defense. Davey Roberts, who has had an outstanding defensive game along with Hennessy to make the tackle. There is a gain of a yard on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Easton chose to take the easy direction for the TD that time, Gary. Let's go with a little bit of surprise. Instead, we'll counter what our set was, counter what our power's been doing for us in the form of Allshouse and Thompson, and let's go naked to the other side with Clymer.
But the West defense stayed home, did their job, and Clymer did a great job to get that yard back. He was nailed 3 yards in the backfield.
I'm going to have to find more vocabulary words to keep talking about huge 3rd down plays because we've got another one. Pitch to Thompson. He cuts up inside. He stays on his feet. He's going to be shy of a 1st down. That whole right side of the defense came up to hit him. Gudicel makes the lead tackle along with number 53, and that's Jaworski. Jimmy Jaworski. Well, guys, we got a 4th, and what are we going to do?
They're going to kick the field goal, and I think it's a good call, Dick. They're 6 points down. There's a lot of time left in this game. They're going to need this field goal, and then they can come back, and they can either tie the game with a field goal, or they can go ahead with a touchdown if they can hold West.
Kendall Hockman is in to do the kicking. The 5'9", 169-pound junior. It's down. The kick is up. It's long enough. It is good. Kendall Hockman puts the Red Rovers on the scoreboard. What a football game. 32 seconds to go. 3rd period. The Bucks of Central Bucks 6. The Easton Red Rovers 3. We'll be back.
Visit the Computing Factory Showroom in Dublin and experience multimedia systems, notebook computers, the latest in education, entertainment, and business software. LD's warehouse, located at 174 North Main Street, is stocked with products from national manufacturers like Packard Bell, Hewlett-Packard, and Panasonic. LD's technical staff provides training for beginners as well as experienced users. Located on Route 313 in Dublin, LD Computing is the place to find that perfect holiday gift, from stocking stuffers to interactive multimedia extravaganzas.
For a 6-3 ball game, it's flat-out excitement from the time the ball was kicked off.
Three things go through Stevie Schiffert's mind in that decision, Gary. Number one, I didn't get it inside the 10, so I have more than 4th and 3 or 4th and 2. Number two, I drive the ball this half with my running game. Number three, they missed the extra point. We can have it right near. We really don't need a touchdown score.
And the other thing that comes into play is if I do go for this first down and don't use my great kicker, and I don't make that first down, Central Bucks has all the momentum back on their side again. It was the proper call all the way around. The field goal was good. Not one of Huckman's better kicks, but it got through. It's the name of the game. It halves the score, and it gives the Red Rovers a chance. Now the Red Rovers defense has got to come up and stick CB West.
All right, Kendall Hockman will kick the ball off to Billy Lowe and to Jason Williamson, but the ball is blown off the tee, so we will have to reset it. 6-3, 32 seconds to go in the third period.
Well, we got this very minor lull, but must CB West desert any of their game plan running? Be able to establish a drive here and lick a lot of time off this clock.
No, because they've been successful with what they've been doing the whole game. Even on that last drive, they were able to move the ball. They've just got to stay with it and do what they've done well so far. Williamson
at the 12-yard line comes up the middle. Brian Gallmer is there to make the hit on him as the Bucks will get the football 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line, and they'll probably run one play here before the quarter will come to an end.
I think that we're talking about that again. I think you want to see the Brian Honnessy's and the Jason Williamsons running the ball hard up the middle, trying to establish 4 or 5 yards on first down and give them some opportunities to do some different things on second down.
Last play of the third period. Ben Snyder calls the signals. A long count. Gives the ball to the only man in the backfield, Hennessy, and Hennessy is nailed by Ryan Bass, 5'9", 202-pound junior. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bucks. When we come back, 6-3, the Bucks lead it.
Eagles Peak Springwater has been serving Bucks in eastern Montgomery County since 1958. When you reach for the peak, you reach for the best. And for new customers only, mention this ad and receive 2 free bottles with rental or purchase of dispenser. Call toll-free.
For 3 generations, Barblin Carpets has served the Bucks County area with a wide selection of wall-to-wall carpeting, featuring famous names like Karastan, Lee's, and Cabin Craft, and their large stock ensures quick delivery by their experienced installers. Barblin also stocks a complete line of Armstrong, Congolium, and ceramic tiles, modern and classic oriental rugs, and a complete selection of wood flooring, plus the area's only full-service workroom for repairs and custom orders. When it comes to flooring, trust the name people have come to for 40 years, Barblin Carpets.
What makes a great sports bar? A great sports bar has games, live entertainment, a satellite dish, happy hour, and of course, good food. A great sports bar is Rookie's Sports Bar and Grill, Doylestown. Bring your friends to Rookie's and play some pool or foosball. Catch all the games on Rookie's satellite dish and enjoy live entertainment Saturday nights. Stop in for lunch or dinner and choose from juicy burgers, cheesesteaks, and pizza, plus platters and hand-cut French fries. Rookie's, a truly great sports bar 1.5 miles north of Doylestown on Route 611, featuring 15-cent wings weekdays during happy hour.
Share the enchantment of the season at Alston's Hallmark. Here you can capture those cherished holiday memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments. Send loving holiday wishes with elegant original cards from our Hallmark box card selection. And create beautiful, unique packages with our Christmas gift wraps, trims, bags, and accessories. We have the lowest Christmas roll wrap prices in 12 years based on cost per foot. And it's only at Alston's Hallmark in the Doylestown Shopping Center next to Hess's.
We're wondering what the outlook is like down on the Easton Red Rovers sideline, so let's go down to Scott Barr. He's got a report.
Gary, after the scoring drive by the Rovers, I was on the sideline with Justin Rouse, number 78 for the Red Rovers. He said there's absolutely no traction on the field for the interior linemen. He said it's just as bad offensively as defensively. He ought to know. Also, Timmy Gadwell received a special visit from Steve Schiffert. Timmy, the victim of a couple of those offsides calls that the coaches think are a little bit questionable. But Steve Schiffert came over to Timmy. He said, you keep playing your heart. Real special efforts over there by the Red Rovers. Back up to you.
All right, thank you, Scott. Working under tough conditions down there in the rain. The Easton drive, by the way, it was 67 yards. It took 11 plays for the Red Rovers to get on the board. All of them on the ground with the exception of a pass out to Eric Thompson for 13 yards. The final score, it came on a 29-yard field goal by Kendall Hockman. We've got a 6-3 ball game. First, we're making second and 10 for the Bucks. The ball is on the 32-yard line. Handoff goes to Lowe. Lowe tries to cut it back, and Easton is there to wait for him, and the Red Rovers, and that was Tim Gadwell, who Scott just talked about, who made the tackle.
Well, they tried the power I play, and it didn't work because of good pursuit and penetration by the Red Rover defense.
Yeah, the Red Rovers, I don't know if this momentum has swung or there's such a thing as a psychological edge. It has certainly come to win. It came before that score. It came when they were able to stop Central Bucks, and when they got that real nice mark off the pass play, the only pass completion of the day for them, and made that first down. They've been high ever since.
We're going to get a timeout called down on the field. This whole football game today, gentlemen, has centered around third down plays. Here we go again, 3rd and 8. Right now, Easton has the momentum. Bucks can take it back, Bob, if they get a big third down gainer here.
I think that the play that has worked well for the Bucks, I know, is that deep handoff, that delay stays still. They wrap it around and they hand it to him. Now, I guarantee you that Coach Schiffert has talked to his defense about that at halftime and said, stay home, watch for that, don't allow this. I know that Coach Pettin would hesitate to pass here, not because he doesn't have confidence in Snyder, but because there are 3 things that can happen on a pass play, and 2 of them are bad, or 4 things, and 3 of them are bad. Now, what you might want to do here is try some roll-it action, try and go wide, possibly an option, maybe that wraparound play. I would be very surprised if they threw the ball.
Well, we heard from Woody Hayes, Dick. How about...
That was Darryl Royal's philosophy, by the way, from that textbook, and they're going to throw the ball.
All right, let's see what happens. We're looking at a 3rd and 8.
Get that doorway open, Paul. I'm leaving.
It's a long 8, too, about 8.5 in reality. Snyder brings them out. Snyder has talked to his head coach, Mike Pettin. Let's see what they do. It's certainly a running set. They are going to roll to the left side. It's going to be kept by Snyder, a running play all the way, and that's not going to get the Bucks a first down as Chris Mahoney comes up to make the tackle and get some help from a few other Red Rovers. The gain is up to the 37-yard line, a gain of 5, but for only the 2nd time today, the Bucks will punt the ball away.
Will somebody defend me and at least say it was an option call?
It was an option call.
Okay, thanks.
Passing wasn't one of the options, however.
Here's your $5.
Back to punt the ball is Jason Campbell. Thompson and Clymer are deep for the Red Rovers. It is a punt that will be handled by Thompson. Is it fumble?
Yes.
Is it a fumble? Did Easton turn it over again?
Let me see. Yep,
yes.
They did.
The Red Rovers turned the ball over. Clymer holds his hands out in desperation.
Well, I think, Dick, that Clymer made a critical mistake. He doesn't call for it, he goes for it. Now let's take a look at this. It's a punt that is high enough, they've got great pursuit. It's a short punt. This is a ball you've got to let bounce, Dick. You've got to let it hit the ground. As soon as he went down, he was in trouble. He touched it, got nailed, and who is it? Mike Kandera with the big play.
Easton fumbles the ball for the 2nd time today and takes all the momentum that they got by stopping the Bucks back. The Bucks have the ball 1st and 10 from the Easton 33-yard line. They give it to Lowe, and he takes it down to the 29, a gain of 4.
You know, Steve Schiffert may be the best announcer of the game, Gary. What did he tell down the sidelines? Hey, we're not going to beat anybody or do anything differently if we have those turnovers. What a key turnover.
This is how Coatesville was defeated by Central Bucks.
They were down at halftime where the Bucks, 21-18. They came back and buried him in the second half because Coatesville kept putting the ball on the ground.
So Blaze Clymer fumbles the football, has it fallen on by Mike Condira, and the Bucks are back in business. They're looking at a 2nd and 4, or make it 2nd and 6. The ball on the 29-yard line. The Easton defense has to come up big again. They give it to Hennessy. Hennessy maybe gets a yard on the play before he's tackled by Darren Smith. It should be about a 3rd and 5.
Now, Dick, you may see them throw the ball. They're in plus territory. They're in a situation where the 3rd and 5, they can try the deep handoff, but they could try that quick look-in pass to Condira or even Velitis, who has not actually been out on the pass patterns all day. I don't know that they will, but if they were ever going to throw, this might be the time.
Does the fact that they're in 4-down territory take away from that at all, men?
It might. It might very well.
9:08 on the clock, and another timeout by the Bucks. So, rather strange sequence of timeouts here in this second half. Easton has used one already, and I believe, man, that's the Bucks' second.
You know what's going to make that even stranger? That was called by the flanker back. That timeout was called by the flanker.
Now, I don't know. I don't know that I'm sure they had enough players on the field. What I think may have happened was that they saw a defense. I think they were going to throw it, and they saw a defense that they were not familiar with. What Coach Pettin says is, look, if you see something that you're not comfortable with, don't be afraid to call a timeout. Let's get it right. This is too critical a play for West not to have everybody on the same page.
Let me recap the scoring here, Dick, while we have an opportunity. But before that, Scott Barr has a report, so let's go down on the sideline.
Gary, as you may have guessed, as soon as the timeout was called, Steve Schiffer took that opportunity to chew out the officials a little bit. He was worried about interference with the catch, not if it was a fumble or not, but he was worried about the 2-yard cushion that a punt receiver must have. He didn't think they gave the Easton receiver that much room. Back up to you.
Steve, not too crazy about the officiating today. There's been a couple of calls that he has not been all that happy about. Bucks got the ball on the 25-yard line of Easton with 1 minute and 14 seconds to go. And half, Todd Velitis with a fumble recovery. It took him 7 plays to go the 25 yards. Williamson in for the touchdown. 6-0. Easton responds in the second half with a field goal of 29 yards by Hockman. Well, how about another huge 3rd down play? And again, it's Snyder with the ball. Snyder, I don't think, has the 1st down. I think he's a yard shy. Darren Smith tackled him. A gain of 3. Guys, I think we're going to be looking at a 4th and 1.
Definitely are, and this is a little bit out of Yench's range at this point. You're talking about a 42-yard field goal from here. That's a little for Hockman can do it. I don't know that Yencha has the foot to do it. I'm sure he does, but I don't think Pettin wants to take the chance. I would be very surprised if they do anything but go right up the middle on 4th down.
Plus, it's 4th quarter now, almost mid, and I don't think you no longer go for points. You go for the win now, and 3 points doesn't exactly give them a definite win.
Easton brings 10 people, maybe 11, up to the line of scrimmage. Can Bucks try to draw them offside, and I think they did.
No, I think the Bucks jumped too soon.
I thought they went in motion, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I thought they were offside.
Well, they readjusted.
No, they're going to...
Guys, people, and then they reset them. But the Easton defensive end jumped across the line of scrimmage. Here's the adjustment. And that was designed to draw Easton offside. Chris Ontranto jumps. It's going to be a 1st down for the Bucks.
Mike Pettin is one sly fox. I'll tell you that right now. He has the 2 running backs jump. They're not set yet. They come up. They're allowed to put another man in motion, and Easton jumps off. A free 1st down. That's a killer.
That is a killer. 1st and 10 for the Bucks from the 20-yard line. Back to throw. Snyder looking. Has a man wide open. It's a good catch down to the 5-yard line to Jason Gattuso. Gattuso took a hit from Darren Smith. It is good enough for another Buck 1st down, a gain of 15 yards.
Jason Gattuso breaks out. He is so alone he could have read a book. Now Ben Snyder rolls out. They're showing run. They're showing, now he takes it, he pumps it. You look at Gattuso. Nobody near him did a great job to adjust to an underthrown ball. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
I like Gattuso's idea. Let's catch it before we score. You know, you look to score because no one's around you. Hey, I'll go to the earth and catch it if I have to.
Not a bad 1st down call either, men. You haven't thrown all day long. Here comes the pitch back to Lowe. Lowe trying to find some running room. Lowe gets down to the 3. Gadwell, Thompson, Allshouse in on the tackle, and a penalty flag down and in the area of holding.
I think so. This may be a give-back call.
Boy, I'm glad he's honest. I don't have to say it, Gary.
Not a Twin County announcer.
I'll tell you, you got two great teams out there playing football. I'll be very candid. I think Dick would be too. I just wish the officiating were the same caliber this afternoon. It is, to say the least, real questionable on both sides, mostly on the Easton side.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the 3-yard line. It brings the ball back to the 13, where it will be first and goal to go from there.
Well, I think that what you got to do here, you got 4 plays to get ball in the end zone. You don't start throwing the ball right away. You've got to do some things here. You got a little more area to deal with. You're not tight in the 5-yard line. Now you can go to the deep plays. They're showing a pass formation from here. I don't buy it.
Precious time clicking off the clock inside of 7 minutes. First and goal to go from the 13. Here comes the delay of game call, as the Bucks now kind of wounding themselves a little bit in the foot, as they're going to go back another 5 yards. Their 6th penalty for 40 yards.
What's up? What's up? Lack of communication. What's going on?
I think they may have been trying to audible something there. And I also think that the crowd noise is making some effect on people. People can't hear with a spread formation like that. Snyder's really got to bark out those signals, and I just don't think he got the communications done in time. So now they have first and goal from the 18.
Clock stopped with the penalty, 6:53. Rolling, Snyder looking. People can't get traction. Firing, is it caught? Did he get the pass through the 2 defenders? A good catch, I think, by Gattuso. We'll wait till he gets up on the bottom. Snyder is in on the tackle. No, it's caught by Billy Lowe, and he put the ball between the 1 and the 0.
He put the thread through the eye of the needle there. Watch this. Now take a look. There are 2 Red Rovers right between Billy Lowe's right between them. Look at that. Perfect pass off a roll.
Second and goal to go from the 9-yard line. Snyder now 4 for 7 for 46 yards. Rolling right, looking. He's gone down. Gadwell, I believe. Tim Gadwell with a tackle. Back to the 15 line, stops the clock. No, it did not. The clock continues to run.
Bad decision by Snyder. Even though you want the clock to continue running, you can't lose yardage here. He sees it here. He's got to throw it away right here. He doesn't. He's taken down. Fortunately for the Bucks, he stays in bounds. The only positive you get out of that, you're still in field goal territory, and you still keep the clock moving.
I agree with you there, Bob. I tell you, he had his tight end. Not necessarily open, but at least he can throw it away, can throw it in his area and not be called for anything else.
That's what pressure in a big game does to you. Nobody wants to make a mistake. Ben Snyder, 3rd and goal from the 15. Straight drop back. Looking. He's looking again. Good coverage. His ball is caught. A great catch. Thompson all over Gattuso. He's thrown down by Clymer and Thompson. Gattuso with a good catch, and he comes up hurting.
Yeah, he made a great catch, a fingertip catch. Goes out of bounds. Now it's 4th down. Now you have Gattuso. Looks like he hurt his hand. Let's take a look at this. The good defensive play by Easton would not allow them to go deep into the end zone.
You know what that is, man? That's a 2-deep pass. That's dangerous and difficult. Dangerous, you know, because you got guys who are going unmolested if they intercept, and difficult because he's thrown against his across his body.
Well,
they're going to go for it.
They are. 4th and goal to go from the 8. Is this the season for the Red Rovers? Back to throw. Snyder looking, firing. He's got a man open. He drops the ball. Dave Roberts has the touchdown. It would have probably ended this football game. He dropped the ball. Easton takes over on down. 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a dead short touchdown. He has Roberts crossing over. He's right in front of your screen. Now watch. He'll sneak in through the secondary, wide open. The pass was there. He just simply dropped it. I like the call. You don't go for the field goal.
No,
because Easton's got a kicker that'll put the extra point up. You've got 4.5 minutes. They got to go 92 yards.
Let's give Roberts the benefit of the doubt. This ball probably very slippery. Easton breaks up the gut. Dave Roberts, who just dropped the football, makes a tackle on Thompson. along with Gudisel. Thompson gets it up to the 19-yard line, a gain of 11 and a first down.
And of course that clock's going to stop while I mark that now, ready to play from a first down situation. Clock starts again, 4:15 end timer.
Easton has to go 92 yards to win this ball game. Thompson over the 20 to the 21. He'll pick up 2.
Keep in mind in our PIAA playoff situation, for that field goal,
exactly,
and look for the tie.
Exactly. I was just about to say that same thing. Hockman's, you can get inside the 30-yard line and go for it.
In the upper right-hand corner, that's what Easton is facing as much as they are facing the Buck defense. Thompson, no, it's Allshouse who has it. Allshouse to the 25. He'll get 4, he'll bring up a second, or make it a 3.
One last point, don't know how major it is, but Easton does have the wind at their back. So the wind will favor them here in the last 3.5 minutes.
What do you think, Dick? Maybe try a little play action here?
I don't know if they're ready for that just yet. They're looking behind them a little bit, Bob, and there's just a little bit of shadow in that goal post. Too close at this time.
3:29 on the clock. Not sure why the clock is stopped, I guess, to dry off the football. That helps the Red Rovers. 3rd and a long 3 from the 25. Handoff goes to Allshouse. Allshouse gets maybe 2, maybe a yard and a half. He certainly is stopped shy of a first down. And boy, what a huge decision. Now Stevie Schiffer looking at a 4th and 2.
I don't think there's any decision to be made,
No,
Dick.
No, it's just what you're going to do offensively. That's it. Now, last time they used that triple set outside there, it was a little ISO to Thompson. Then after that, they come up with a handoff to Allshouse. So you're trying to keep them on it. This time they chose to go with Allshouse. Wasn't enough.
Is this the football game? Easton 4th and 2. Here comes the pitch. Thompson, who else? He's got the first down over the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 4. First down, Robertson on the tackle along with Gudisel.
I'll tell you, if I'm a Central Bucks defender there, for one of my few times in my life, I think I'd go against the discipline, and I'd say I'm going to key on Thompson. Because when you put a whole season based on one play, as they're doing on top, you know he's going to get it. And what a talk to go wide and naked. You think 11 guys would follow him.
Well, a great kick-out block there on the part of Jesse Wright. Jesse Wright cut Hennessy and allowed that first down. Here's a screen.
Screen to Clymer. He's got running room and blockers in front of him. Good hustle. Coming back to make the tackle, I think, was Gudisel.
It was Gudisel.
But, oh, what a job in an isolated block by number 70, Ryan Bass. I'll tell you guys, they almost make this tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, take a look at this here. They allow the pursuit to come through. Now, a good block there, but look at Gudisel follow it up and turn what could have been a huge gain into just a 6-yarder.
It is 2nd and 4. The ball on the 37-yard line. Ordway on the option. Ordway cuts back. Ordway loses the ball. Easton, the fumble recovery. Blaze Clymer comes up with the huge fumble recovery. Roberts on the hit.
Flag is down.
Is that a marker? That looks like a flag.
Yeah, it looks like a flag. They might have been a turnover marker. Let's see what it is.
The option series here. I'll tell you, as Scott Barr called it, the footing is getting tough inside the hash.
Penalty is called, and who's it against? It's against Easton.
Oh, baby, that's a killer right there. You know, I noticed something, Dick, on the carry. He wasn't hit and stripped of the ball. He just dropped the ball. Ordway did, running along. It's a very slippery ball. You have a clip upfield. This is going to take it back to the 35 with 1:45 seconds to go. This is another one, a real questionable call again, and Easton just can't buy a break.
We got to be seeing the Thompson pass soon. You're not from the halfback spot. Do you want to show it now with the long situation, or do you want to wait till you get a little bit closer because you're going to need an immediate TD?
You've got to do something. You're running out of time. From the 35-yard line, 2nd and 6. Ordway back to throw. He's getting rushed. He's running out of the pocket. He still pumps it. He's out over the 35. He's dragged down at the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 yards for Ordway. They're going to be shy of a first down. Velitis comes up to make the tackle. Easton will be looking at a 3rd and 2. The clock's still running.
And he didn't get out of bounds. He did a good job to get Gudisel off the ground with a pump fake. Gudisel jumped and bought the fake, but he couldn't get out of bounds. 3rd and 2. We have less than a minute to go in this game, as you can see.
The Red Rovers appear to be in no hurry inside of a minute. Ordway gives the ball to Thompson. Thompson on his feet. Thompson still on his feet. First down to the 49, but the clock continues to run, a gain of 11.
Hard-nosed running, but very poor tackling there.
Yes, it was.
Tackling.
It was tough tackling. They had him deep, and they let him get away. Now, Easton will take a timeout here. I would say that we are in the vicinity, what would you say, about 15 to 20 yards from where Hockman can even take a shot at it.
I think we're a little further now.
Yeah, I'd say so. I have not seen him kick. I've heard he's a big-time kicker. You've got to get it inside the 30 for him to get a real legitimate shot.
Yeah, that's all I would think Easton's playing for right now. They just want to try to get a tie. They've got to go about 31 yards, one would think, in order to do that. Here's the effort by Thompson. He just simply pushes blockers and tacklers out of his way, Dick.
Yeah, you got a combination there of just a great runner and some poor technique defensively.
And that's what Coach Carey's going to tell his people. You get a guy, you lock your arms around him. You do not let him get outside. A lot of arm tackling, and both teams have been guilty of that. Amazingly so in a big game. I think you got to hand part of that to the great running backs. Thompson would not allow them to bring him down. Sometimes great just come up to the surface and say, look, you can wrap around me. I'm getting out of this tackle. I want to get as much yardage as I can. That's what I think happened in that particular case. He just defeated the tacklers.
If there's been two words to describe this game today, it's ball control. Easton has had drives of 12 plays, 11 plays. This one is now the 10th play. The Bucks have had drives of 15 plays, 7 plays, 9 plays, 8 plays. They have just controlled the ball once they've gotten it. Both teams. Ordway back. Ordway's going down. Goodisell.
Jeff Goodisell, the unsung hero on defense, comes through, brings him down for a big loss. Jeff Goodisell has been doing this all year long.
Easton quickly lines up from the 40-yard line. 25 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw Ordway. He's got protection. He throws to the sideline. Nobody's there. It's intercepted by Dave Roberts. The Bucks may have locked up an Eastern final.
Gentlemen, who dropped the big pass? It could have been a touchdown. Dave Roberts, who comes back and makes a huge interception to end this ball game effectively. I do believe Dave Roberts, number 80. You never quit, you never give up. And CB West, it looks like, is going to go to the finals.
You know, Gary, you and I really harp about the clock. You know, and I think sometimes fans think we overdo it. But hey, Central Bucks West is not the Eastern enemy there. The clock is. And what it did is it made them get away from their game pattern and go to a bomb. And they just don't have the bomb in their repertoire.
And why did they have to do it? 4 turnovers in the football game. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. It has been the kiss of death for the Easton Red Rovers here this afternoon. 17 ticks of the clock before the Central Bucks West football team gets themselves to another state championship final, which they won 2 years ago after beating Easton right here in Goodman Stadium in 1991. Easton jumps off sides. It'll be a penalty against the Red Rovers, basically trying to cause a little havoc and maybe get a turnover down there. The 7th penalty for 59 yards against Easton. All of that academic this football game, unless the miracle of the Meadowlands happens here at Goodman Stadium.
Well, we're too far away from East Rutherford as far as I see it. The thing about this is, you talked about the big thing, the 4 turnovers, the penalties, bizarre officiating, but the big line is the turnovers by the Bucks, 0. They held the ball all day long. They made the plays when they had to.
No, Bob, no, and it's going to compliment you. Number 1, excellently working with you. Really, really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
And number 2, something he said pre-game, Gary. The Rascal said it was going to be low scoring. And I looked at him, you know, with half a smirk. I said, gee whiz, he knows something we don't know. I don't think it was the footage.
That's it. The Bucks have Ben Snyder put his knee down, and you will watch. The black and gold and white. Well, no, Easton's going to call a timeout with 8 seconds, so the celebrating is a little premature.
Why not?
And we'll call for a timeout. It's 6-3. Come on back for 6 seconds.
Furnace not heating like it used to? Get the Train 2-stage 80 furnace with a low speed for mild conditions and a high high speed for extreme cold. It heats your home evenly, efficiently, and quietly. It's hard to stop a train.
See Elite Conditioning for all of your air conditioning and heating needs.
Barney says don't buy a car. Save money. Maintain your car. See Barney's for all your auto repairs or used auto and truck parts. Hotline service for parts not in stock. Barney's on Route 309 in Line, Lexington. Robert Grummeyer, proprietor.
We are back. We welcome you. What has been a fabulous Eastern final today. 6-3, no indication whatsoever of how exciting, how marvelous this football game has been. The purists will say, of course, that the turnovers maybe detracted from it a little bit. For pure excitement, for pure big third down plays, we've had an immense number of those in this game today. For pressure and tension, it has been a great Eastern final, and now I believe that will do it. Bob Friedman, your football team came in here today knowing they had to play a good, basic, sound football game. They did just that. They made a couple of mistakes maybe with the yellow flags, but they're going to come away knowing it's been a hard-fought 6-3 win.
Indeed, and the big thing about this is, as you see Central Bucks West PIAA Class 4A Eastern Football Champs, the name of the game, as I said, was holding on to the ball. On a very wet day, the Bucks did not turn the ball over. It was a big thing. They took advantage of the big turnover late in the first half, scoring their only touchdown of the game. And they held the second half. They would not allow the Red Rovers to get inside the yard line. A great effort by the Bucks. But let me hand it to the Red Rovers a little bit, too. They, too, played excellent offensive football and really socked it to Central Bucks West. This is a team that's used to scoring a lot of points. They stopped them. They held them. They would not allow them to get into the end zone but one time. When you allow 6 points in a game, you usually should think that you're going to walk away a winner. However, the Bucks allowed only 3. They go to Altoona.
A dejected Red Rover football team. I'm keeping my eye on a Matt Allshouse and a Scott Ordway, a couple of seniors who will not have this opportunity again, finding it very, very difficult to get themselves involved in the shaking of hands here. They just realized, Dick, that their career as an Eastern Area High School football player is over. But we cannot go away today without putting a huge pat on the back to Steve Schiffert. What a job he's done as a rookie head coach this year, coming to the Easton program with you know how much pressure on that young man, and putting together a game plan today that was just outstanding. Stake here or there, and this ball game is about as even as they can come, and the Red Rovers have really nothing to be ashamed of.
Gary, 2 things to say. Number 1, take that portable truck over there, that big trailer, and go get some portable lights, because I think these guys should go about 8 more quarters, because as far as I'm concerned, it's still nothing. And number 2, our boy there on your left. Well, go ahead, guys.
All right, we're going to go down to Scott Barr because he has a West football player down there to talk to.
Gary, I'm on the field with junior quarterback and defensive back for the Bucks, Ben Snyder. Ben, great game. You played offensively and defense. In the first half, you used your legs. In the second half, you used your arm. Is that the way you had it planned?
Yeah, well, we were coming out thinking we were going to throw. We came out and they were covering real well in the first half. But in the second half, we started going, checking off secondary receivers, and things opened up a lot. So it turned out to work out well. We knew we were going to come out and pass.
And for your part, defensively, it looked like turnovers were a big issue today.
Yeah, just, as always, if you're a real good team, you turn the ball over, you still can lose. So I think that was the key to the game.
They tried for a lot of ball control today, handing off to the running backs. You really controlled the clock well.
Yeah, we know that was going to be a factor, too. You got 2 big teams, powerhouses going at each other. And, I mean, we knew it was going to come down to ball control and who had the ball more. And, things worked out for us.
You had 2 fourth-down opportunities in the second half that you didn't make. What was the feeling on the sideline after those?
That's tough to take. We kind of pride ourselves in those kind of conversions. And, we didn't get it. It's disheartening, but you got to go out and do it again next time out.
Final 2 next week in Altoona. Looks like it might be North Hills, highly regarded.
I don't know what they're ranked, but, they got a lot of good, and we're going to have to put in a real good, hard week of practice and, come out and see what happens.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Good luck next week. Gary, we're going to try and find head coach Mike Pettin in this mess up to the booth.
All right, we hope you do get a chance to talk to the Eastern coach of the championship ball club. And Dick, I interrupted you kind of in mid-thought.
No, and I think this is a good one too, Gary, because you and I came into this, we did our homework, and we knew that this was a team without stars. Now, Bob comes down and he expands upon that for us. He says you won't find any star. So I'm looking around for Rob Sweat, you know, or somebody, and they don't have them. And what makes that nice, I think, is something that you and I advocate, 11-man football. They're going back to guys going both ways. Every time you sung out one of those unsung heroes, you said them both offensively and defensively.
Well, here is a high-sung hero, unsung at all, head coach Mike Pettin.
I felt good.
Gary, as promised, Mike Pettin. Mike, you're shaking visibly here. Is that from the wind or the cold?
It's from the fits that Easton gave us. Maybe a little. I'm very happy. I feel very fortunate. You know, we could have got beat today, and I might have, I would have said, hey, they deserve to win it. They played that well. The final analysis, even though it was not one of our better games, I think our kids sucked it up when they had to. Defense has carried us. Our offense had come along, but it certainly didn't show up today, and the defense bailed us out. I felt real good for Dave Roberts, who dropped the clincher and then came back and made the interception.
How does this win compare to the last one over this Eastern semi?
Well, this was a lot tougher, believe me. I think the last Easton team took us lightly, and I think we may have taken Easton lightly today. It was a heck of a game. I mean, I'm emotionally drained.
Your 250th career victory, is this just another chapter, or is this one made it special?
I'm just thinking of this game. I think by the time I hit the locker room, I'll be thinking of North Hills or Erie Central, whoever won that one.
It looks like North Hills is going to win that game. They were up by 8 at last report. How do you stack up against North Hills? Have you looked at them? How do you feel going in?
We haven't been looking ahead. Hopefully I got some people in Western PA can tell me how, you know, how to stop them. They're an awesome football team. You know one thing, we're going to have to play a lot better next week than we did today.
Congratulations and good luck next week, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you, Gary.
24 years he's been through the wars, so Mike Pettin obviously not even really kind of enjoying this victory as much, starting to think already about next weekend's state championship football game. And Mike Pettin, our congratulations. Any final words, guys? Bob, any...
Yeah, it's been great working with you two guys. With Gary, a great job, and Dick, insightful analysis. I enjoyed it. It really meshed very well. It's a thrill for me to see Central Bucks West go to the championship game again. I will say this much, and a word of warning as I leave. As well as they played today, if West plays this way next week against North Hills, the